up, Bush? Any more? Hey Sean, what happened over there at the community building?
Oh, the thing collapsed.
How'd you guys know it was moving? That came out towards the street, huh? Yeah. I always thought it went out towards the avenue there.
gonna have to run this down there now.
Here, how you go?
No.
Where you go?
They're gonna see me and they're gonna go, who's that guy?
Where's mine?
Up against the house in the back. I didn't get no sleep.
That's funny. I love it. We're going to be in their bay.
I ain't gonna hold up my whole game.
You just bought a book, a whole. Come on.
Come on, Manny.
All the water I got was from the
Just call each other on the phone.
Get his number. Call him later.
Why? What's the matter with you? No. You're patient. You're freezing. You got a electric jacket.
She has this giant ass one.
Oh, shit.
Audrey has some. Oh, she does? Yeah. Anybody, you can use it if you want. Well, I gave her mine because my hands are. Oh, my hands, dude. Seriously?
These phone?
No. That's why I bought these. I did. I tried it. Those are baskets. And it would. I turned my Well, gee, she has some other ones, some ski ones. Snow tubing. Frankie, we were driving over here. Frankie goes, he would have told me you were coming.
Hey, did you go take it to him?
I'll tell you crazy.
We got hand warmers too. Leg warmers.
This jacket is electric. It's an electric jacket. That's your company.
Oh.
ice blankets too.
It's only got 6 games.
No, like a 64 at high.
Joggers.
The highest it goes is like 60.
Celtics are away. 4-9 in 15 seconds. Grizzlies are winning 40. Gold pace down by 1.
What has to happen?
Might cash out. Like that. Done now. Where's Jules? Jules, your fantasy chief cook. I'm beating you this week. No, we blocked you right there. You're right here. A lot of people block you. But I'm only going to hold it up if he scores or he's running back or something. And there's not a play.
Oh, it's not high. It's not bad. Hey, hold up that sign so Steve can take a picture. Hey, Steve, right there. Hold it up. Okay, Steve. Spain, look.
Right here.
Hey, look, the jackets are
Should we stand up?
Stay.
Oh, he's taking a picture.
See, now you're next. Steve.
Take it from here.
Take a picture of them.
Come on, guys. Hold it up now.
You're not getting his attention. Steve. Gotta get our picture. You're crazy. Can you see it?
If he loses, is when he throw like a frisbee on the field.
If you lose, I'm breaking it in half. This guy's
I
sucked.
told him it Halloween still.
On a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 1.
Put some salt on it.
Make sure everybody's good. there the whole fourth quarter to go. Hey Delano, you think I should cash out? Yes or no? Text me. Hey D, fried bread's not good. Audrey Casara said. Hot though? Should make a hot. Said yes, cash out. You can hear it from YouTube. Hey D, cash out's only $60. Should I let it ride or the whole 40? He said let it ride. Yes, do it. Just right now?
Thank you.
Oh, started already!
Sorry, my kids are
Maybe a little bit of mine. I'm doing when Izzy runs back. You'll see it, right? Yeah, that's YouTube right there. This is AIA. It's AIA. Put it in.
Start the game with Holbrook kicking and Veritas receiving. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can please stand and face the west end of the stadium, we will begin by having our national anthem sung by Varsity adults.
A little bit of issues getting here tonight, as you're probably aware if you're tuning in. It's a 7:30 instead of 7. We found out they had some bus issues, and so they got here late, so we let them get their warm-ups in still, and a 7:30 start instead of a 7 o'clock start. So just a quick 30-minute delay, and we are ready to go. Holbrook going to be kicking off to start this ball game. They're going to be kicking east as we get ready to go here. It's a cold one tonight, as you can, if you're in the area. It's 37 degrees and clear. We're playing with that freezing bubble. Nice kickoff for the Roadrunners. Kicked off high, picked up at the 24-yard line. Going to return, get a pretty good return to the right-hand side. Going to pick up about a 10, 15-yard return on that before he's brought down just on the inside of the 30, market looks like the 37-yard line is where the Veritas Preps will start, 1st and 10.
Let's go, D, right here, let's go.
As we get going here tonight, we just want a big shout out to the Roadrunner faithful. There is a great contingency here tonight in the stands supporting the Roadrunners as they get to host their first playoff game in I don't know how many years. They didn't make the playoffs last year, but the first game was away. This year, coming in undefeated, they get to play host for the first round. First play of the game, the Holbrook line stands up to the run that tries to go right up the middle. The Veritas Preps try to go right up the middle, and that Holbrook defensive line, which has been stellar all year, shows them why they got here and why they're undefeated. If we look over the schedule that got you here, the Veritas Preps are the Falcons, as we talked about. They come in at 5-5 overall, so clearly the underdogs tonight. But if you're a playoff team at 5-5, that means you played some tough competition throughout the year to get the power points necessary. There's that handoff again. Try to run inside. This time they try to run to the near side of the field. Once again, that defensive line right there to meet them. Going to be dropping for about a 1-yard gain. Looking at 3rd and 7. So big 3rd down as Holbrook defense would be super excited to get out of here with 3 and out. That's how you want to start this game. So this is the first 3rd down to see what we're going to happen. The Veritas Preps comes out. They got 1 man in the backfield, 3 wide receivers here to the near side of the field. Quarterback under center, takes the snap, looking to throw here to the near side. Got a man coming across the middle. He's able to catch it, but he's going to be dropped short of the 1st down. He's going to get the ball right up to the 45-yard line where he's dropped. Going to still be 4th down and 2, so decision time for the Falcons on this big 1st down drive. There's a pretty big switch coming in from the sideline, so I'm assuming that means the punters are coming on. Number 5 for Veritas Prep, Mason Williams. He's dropping back about 20 yards. So they're going to show punt for sure. We'll see if it's a fake, though. There's the snap. Hold is good. Kicks away. Gets it to get a nice Veritas Preps bounce. Going to be scooped up by the Roadrunners down inside the 20. He's going to bring it across the 20, though. And where he's dropped Holbrook takes over. That was number 2, Daniel Montijo on the return as he gets Holbrook's first touch of the ball. Going to start just outside the 20-yard line. Going to mark it down about the 23-yard line where Holbrook will take over. Their offense gets a chance after that great 3-and-out defensive stand by the Holbrook Roadrunners. Holbrook coming in that spread offense we've seen all year. 3 wide receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side. Nobody in the backfield. Going to hit a little wide receiver screen. Number 19 catches in the backfield. He's quickly swarmed by a gang of Falcons, though, and he's going to be dropped quickly. He's going to gain about 1. Maybe they'll give him 2. They're going to give him a 2-yard gain on that, as that was number 13, Izzy Ramos, on the reception for the Roadrunners.
You know, already 2 of those names that you've mentioned, Izzy Ramos and Daniel Montijo, 2 names that we're going to be saying a lot tonight. 2 of the powerhouses on offense for the Roadrunners.
Absolutely. Here we go, same formation. This time, quarterback looking to run it as he gets to the near side of the field. Got some room to run. He's going to get a first down and then get out of bounds. So Holbrook picks up a first down on their second play on offense. A great start for the Roadrunners, getting that early first down, get that ball moving. Again, we got that, speaking of those names we're going to say a lot. Quarterback Marcus Oberreiter, senior for the Roadrunners. He's been looking forward to this game for not just all year this year, but 4 years playing quarterback for the Roadrunners. His senior year, playoff game. You know the butterflies are flowing in that Roadrunner team. There is movement on the line. It looks like it's going to be offsides on the defense. So Veritas Prep gets excited. They jump the gun, and it's going to be easy 5 yards for the Roadrunners. Going to be 1st and 5. Moving the ball to the 42-yard line as the Roadrunners approach midfield. This time they're going to drop 1 back into the backfield. Daniel Montijo will stand next to his longtime buddy, the quarterback Oberreiter. They're going to hand it to Montijo as he'll run inside, and he is going to struggle a little bit inside as well. He's going to pick up about 1, but thanks to the penalty, it's going to still bring up a 2nd and 4. Veritas Preps. If you're not familiar with that school, most of us probably aren't. We don't play them in the division. They come to us from Phoenix, Arizona tonight. And they had the long drive up here to the cold. They're probably not used to this cold weather. Oberreiter lays his shoulder down, runs over a defender, but he does step out of bounds, but not before he picks up the first down. But definitely got the crowd going there as he played some hard-nosed football there. He wasn't going to accept an arm tackle tonight. You're going to have to play a lot more physical football against an excited Marcus Oberreiter, as he showed you he came out ready to play tonight.
You know, you talked about Daniel and Marcus's relationship, their long-time friendship, right?
Right?
These guys have been playing football and other sports together for their whole lives.
Not just high school. We're talking Pee-wee. Looking to throw. Got some time in the pocket. Got a man over the middle. Izzy Ramos. None other. That big tight end, big target. He's going to be super close to a first down. Looks like they're going to mark him 2 yards shy. So on that first down completion, he's going to bring up 2nd and 2 for the Roadrunners. Bringing the ball across midfield now for the first time for the Roadrunners. Marcus Oberreiter and Daniel Montijo, once again, the lone backs in the backfield. 4 wide receivers, 1 lone receiver to the far side of the field. Going to throw here into the number 9, Chase Sami. Sami's going to get the catch and the first down as he dives forward. Going to take it across the 40-yard line all the way down to about, going to spot it at the 39. I was going to spot it at the 61-yard line. 39-yard line. That's one of those wide receiver screens as number 9, Chase Sami, just takes a step back, and he's got 3 blockers in front of him. This time they're going to run 2 wide receivers to each side, but hand it off to Daniel Montijo, the 1,000-yard rusher this year, as he shows how he got those 1,000 as he dances and jukes, moves, and keeps his feet moving as he bounces through 5 or 6 Falcon defenders, and he picks up a first down, all with some beautiful footwork. Mentioned it there as we throw it out there, but Daniel, we talked earlier this year before their last home game here, he was approaching that 1,000-yard mark. Well, they went on the road for a couple games, and he successfully completed that 1,000-yard rushing mark this year. Handoff once again. This time he comes to the near side. This time he shows a little bit of power. He doesn't dance as much. They try to arm tackle, and he gets those legs driving backwards and just pushes forward and falls forward for an extra yard. They're going to give him about a 3-yard gain on that. So that'll bring up second and about 6 for the Roadrunners. Ball sitting right about the 25-yard line as they knock on the red zone wall. Again, Holbrook's defense had that great 3-and-out to start this game tonight. Now the Holbrook offense is putting together a nice drive to start off on offense as well. There's the handoff to Montijo, and he just gets his feet tripped up underneath him. He was seeing some daylight. He saw the corner and tried to juke to the edge, and his feet just got away from him, and he kind of goes down under his own will. But that's all right. Those are going to happen. It's going to bring up third down. So now Holbrook in a third, and they call it a 3rd and long situation. Their first of tonight. They look to the sideline to get their play call coming in. This time we're going to see, for the first time that I can remember, we're going to see 2 backs in the backfield with Marcus Oberreiter. So we got running back to each side of Oberreiter in the shotgun formation. The first back goes into motion. So handoff to Montijo as he says, not going to happen again. I'm not falling down this time. On that 3rd and long, he converts the first down on a great spin move as he spins out of the hands of that defender. Once again, arm tackles aren't going to do it tonight against this Holbrook offense. These backs are excited and ready to play some football here at Roadrunner Stadium. Great atmosphere. Again, the stands are full. Tailgates happening all before the party. Even got an extended tailgate party tonight. There's the handoff once again to none other than, you guessed it, Daniel Montijo. And this time he's going to dive forward, diving low, but it's a low dive, but he picks up a good 4 yards. Going to bring up 2nd and 6 for the Roadrunners as they are knocking on the 10-yard line now. Just continually moving that ball down. You love this kind of heads, just grind and pound and football. Just keep handing it to Montijo and let's see what he can do. And he's been doing it for us all the way down the field on this drive. There's the handoff once again to Montijo. This time he does get stood up right at the line of scrimmage. He doesn't get tackled, but he does get stood up, and that will stop his forward progress. And it will be behind the line of scrimmage, so a rare time where we see the offensive line lose that battle up front as they got pushed back, not allowing Montijo to find the hole. And it's going to bring up 3rd and long again, so we're seeing it twice now here down in this area of the field. Looking at a 3rd and 8. Probably 4-down territory here. Unless we have that new kicker that might go ahead and try a field goal tonight. We'll have to see. But we do have false start on the offense. So we were looking at 3rd and 8. We're going to be looking at a 3rd and 13. Hate to see that. Those kind of mistakes can really kill you, especially as you get down here into the red zone.
Aside from the one play with Izzy Ramos, tonight so far has been a Oberreiter Montijo show.
Absolutely.
It'll continue that direction until Veritas Prep puts a stop to it.
They got to figure him out. This time they're going to line up Montijo over here as a wide receiver on the near side of the field. So 5 wide receiver set in this long 3rd down. Looking to throw, got a man in the end zone, dropped it perfectly in. Touchdown and a goal. Soccer goal and a touchdown. Beautifully thrown ball there. Marcus Oberreiter dropped it right into the hands of their receiver. That number 25 for the Roadrunners, Simeon Shaw, freshman. He's been an outstanding freshman for the Roadrunners this year. You couldn't have asked for a more perfectly placed ball as Simeon Shaw had that extra step and just had to keep running as fast as he could and let the ball fall into his hands. Touchdown, Roadrunners, as they strike first here tonight. Going to go for 2 as they open up here after that first touchdown. Looking to throw once again, and he's got a man open in the flat. 2-point conversion is good as he hits number 88 for the Roadrunners. Another popular target, Tristan Cowboy. And the Roadrunner faithful rising up as they're excited to cheer on their Roadrunners as they strike first, going up 8-0 over the Veritas Prep Falcons. 4:53 to go here in the first quarter. The Roadrunners strike first.
Throughout this season, we've really seen an uptick in the amount of in the attendance here at
Yes,
Holbrook at the stadium, right? And the crowd's been getting into it. The cheerleaders have been leading the chants. So it's been an exciting time to watch these Roadrunners grow over the last 4 years that they've been working towards this right here.
There's something different about a playoff atmosphere, too. That crowd was louder than I've heard them all season, too,
yes,
on that first touchdown. You got to love that. Excited for Holbrook football as they enter this new territory. One of the big things that's really helped Holbrook football, we talk a lot about it, and not an excuse in the least, but this 2A division has been really good for the Holbrook Roadrunners. And you can see that what a team that can win and can do for our community and bringing them together. And we're excited to see where Holbrook can go here as they have to to complete the first game tonight, though, as they take on Veritas Prep. The ball's going to drop down. Not sure exactly what the Falcons were doing. They just let the ball kind of roll, thinking it was like a punt, but that's a live ball. No reason to let that ball roll. You need to scoop that thing up and go, because if you stare at that thing too long, you're going to have a Holbrook Roadrunner jump on that, and that would be Holbrook ball in that situation. So Veritas Prep finally do scoop it up, but not before Holbrook Roadrunners are able to make up some ground, bring them down, so the Veritas Preps will start their second drive tonight at their own 24-yard line.
3 and out, let's go.
You hear the crowd cheer and looking for another 3 and out, as Holbrook defense does get the first 3 and out in their first time on defense here in the same area of the field. Veritas Preps, they got 3 backs in the backfield. You're definitely seeing a different style of football between these two teams. And Holbrook defense able to get into that backfield and brings him down hard. And it's gonna draw a flag though. Marcus, looks like Mason Archunda there on the tackle. I'm not sure exactly what they're calling. They're gonna talk about it. They may, the penalty definitely came from the official you don't expect it to come from. Yeah, they did. They're going to call unsportsmanlike on the Holbrook Roadrunners. I think it was because of the way they kind of body slammed him down. Again, one of those things, the white hat is actually the official covering that area of the field, and the penalty actually came from the line judge. You don't normally see the line judge call it into another official's area. But good job on that white hat. You got to support your team, because as an officials, you're a team out there as well, and you got to stick together. And he chooses not to wave it off. They talk about it. He agrees with them, and they let it stand. So a 15-yard penalty will result in a first down, the first down for the Falcons tonight. 3 backs in the backfield once again, 3 options, but this time he's going to roll out, looking to pass. He gets hit right as he throws, falls short, going to be picked off. Roadrunners, interception. Give credit to the DBs on that one. Number 25, Simeon Shaw. He caught the touchdown. Now he comes up with the interception. Give credit to that DB, but you also got to give credit to that defensive line. It was their hit on the quarterback that made that ball come up short and land in the hands of Simeon Shaw. So great team. Speaking of team effort, the Roadrunner defense comes up with a big takeaway, the first takeaway of the game.
You know, not always do people understand, even the players themselves at the high school level, the line doesn't understand that they're the ones that caused that interception.
Absolutely, and then the DB had to be in the right position, sure, but they caused it. So here we go, Overrider, he's going to keep it as he's going to tuck the ball. He's going to run forward. He almost, the defender is getting his hands a little high on his helmet. He's got to be careful there, but he didn't grab onto the helmet, so it will stand as they're going to mark him up and look at a 4-yard gain. And it'll bring up 2nd and 6 for the Roadrunners after that Overrider run. Coming to the line of scrimmage again. Again, we talk about that. You know, the Falcons, they had 3 backs in the backfield, and if you look at Holbrook right now, they've got 1, and they're going to bring Montijo across in a sweep, and they're going to toss it to him. That goes in the books as a pass, and Daniel Montijo, he's off to the races, to the 20, to the 10. He's got 1 man diving to his feet. He's in for the 2nd touchdown for the Roadrunners tonight. Daniel Montijo on a 50-yard touchdown pass. We actually call that a pass. It was a
forward
shuffle pass. And that goes in the books as a pass completed from Overrider to his longtime buddy, as we've talked about many times, Daniel Montijo. And this time, we'll see if the Roadrunners decide to go for 2 again. It appears they are. They're going to go ahead, and they're up 14-0 right now, looking to make it 16, pending this 2-point conversion. Looking to pass once again. Got him. Great defense there. I believe that was number 21, Kason Lentz, who also is a quarterback for the Veritas Preps, is able to get his hand on it, knock it just out of the hands of intended receiver Izzy Ramos. So the Holbrook Roadrunners stay on top 14-0 with 3:38 to go here in the first quarter. So Holbrook strikes 2 times. They have the ball 2 times, and they strike 2 times.
And this has been a common theme for the Holbrook Roadrunners all season long. Every game that we've been at here, at least at home, they come out really, really strong. And what's been impressive over this season anyway, they've held that strength through the entire game.
Absolutely. There's been a couple errors that have happened in games that, we all remember the St. John's game, the onside kick that didn't go their way, but
True.
they didn't let it
deflate them.
didn't destroy everything that they had built right there. You know, at that point, Winslow, we had the muffed punt that resulted in a touchdown. So there's been little things, and sometimes those things can just kill a team, kill your morale. And Holbrook's been able to stay strong through those tonight. So far, Holbrook looking perfect though. 2 great defensive stands, 1 3 and out, 1 interception, and 2 touchdowns. 2 passing touchdowns. We'll call them 2 passing, even though it felt like a run. Little short kick there, and Veritas Prep's going to get a good run. Runs right into a pile. Somehow manages to stay on his feet, bouncing out of that pile, and he's going to take it up near the 45-yard line. Still on his feet, finally dragged down. Looks like they're going to mark him right around that 45-yard line. Looks like he was able to kind of get lost in that jumble of people. I'm not sure anyone knew who actually had the ball. They're going to mark it down to the 44, though.
Number 5, I believe it was, Mason Williams. You know, and looking at their roster, he seems to be one of the few seniors on the team. But based on that athletic effort, he does not skip leg day.
Yeah, that's right. Let that be a lesson for you youngins out there. Here we go. Looks like the Falcons are going to try a little spread offense themselves, so they're going to try to sweep it here to the outside, and they're able to get a couple of yards, and then a good host of Roadrunners able there to bring him down after a gain of 3. And that'll take it across the 45-yard line up to about the 46, 47-yard line. Going to be 2nd down for the Falcons. With 2:59 to go and the clock ticking away, Holbrook again leading 14-0. It's a great start out here tonight. It's cold, but that's all right. Nobody's complaining too much out here. 37 degrees and clear skies. At least the snow's not out here with us right now.
Wow. It was exciting yesterday when it did snow on us, though.
A little bit of a trick play there. Oh, almost had that one picked by the Roadrunners, but he blows the cover as number 5 is able to make the catch and get forward. He was brought down. It looked like it's probably going to be a face mask, but that was Mason Williams, as you talked about there on the reception. Senior for the Falcons, and he's going to pick up the 1st down, and I'm guessing you're going to attack. There it is. I saw the call from the official. It's going to be a 15-yard, and it's probably going to be a personal. Going to move that one up 15 more yards after that. So here you go. This is playoff football. You don't get too cocky. You don't get too far ahead of yourself. It only takes 1 or 2 plays, as Holbrook showed, right? It took 1 play for Montijo to go 50 yards in for the end zone. They'll mark that one for 15 yards after the tackle, so he gets the full 40 and then another 15. So they're going to mark that ball right at the 25-yard line. So the Falcons with their best field position of the night, only 25 yards to go as they look to get their first touchdown of the night. I'd like to thank everybody for joining in tonight. I don't think anybody from Holbrook's joining in online. I think they're all in the crowd tonight, which we appreciate. But we probably have some viewers from outside of town, as it looks like it's a record viewing night for us as well, with 226 viewers tuning in. We want to welcome you all out here tonight. Quarterback able to sneak away, but not for very long, as he's brought down hard by those big defensive linemen of the Roadrunners after he picks up 2 yards on that carry. Mr. Nez there on the big stop as he uses his big frame to bring down that quarterback. You got to love a good tackle in football, right? Sometimes we always want to play player safety, but that was a good, healthy tackle, and we like to see a good tackle. Here we go. The Veritas Prep's going to spread them out this time. 4 wide receivers to the near side of the field, 1 to the far. Quarterback all by himself in the backfield. So we better get rid of it fast. He's got some defenders pursuing him. He's able to sneak away. Gets back to the short side of the field, looking to throw. Holbrook defender right in position. He's able to catch it, but did he stay in bounds is the question. They're going to talk about it. They're looking for the football, waiting for the call. Everybody's waiting. Holbrook football, touchback. That's an interception. Holbrook comes up with it. What they just called there is a touchback. Because the interception happened in the end zone, he got the catch, he got his foot down, and then went out of bounds. So now Holbrook takes over 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. And I missed what number that was. It was so far down there. Who was that on the interception? We're going to have to rewind it back ourselves here on.
Dwayne's saying number 9, Chase
Sammy again. He is having the night of his life tonight. As the Roadrunners start deep in their own territory at their own 20-yard line. Looking to throw. Pocket's going to collapse and somehow manages to stay on his feet. Almost sneaks away, but that's going to be a sack. First sack of the night as they're able to get to Marcus Oberreiter and bring him down. Looks like that's number 60 for Veritas Preps. John Perry, senior, and defensive end as he's able to get to the quarterback and bring him down for a sack. So that'll put the Holbrook Roadrunners looking at a long, we're going to call that a 16 or 14 yard, 2nd and 14. Handoff up the middle, there we go. Montijo once again showing why he's got that 1,000 yards this year as he's able to dance forward. He gets back about 3 of that. Going to bring up 3rd and 11 for the Roadrunners. So we've seen them. They've been in a couple 3rd and longs here tonight. So they all check their armbands to see what the play call in was from the sidelines. Holbrook, you know, that first drive they started off with all those runs, and then boom, snuck that pass in. They're kind of, let's see what they do here in this 3rd and long situation, traditionally a pass play. But it looks like they're going to blow this one dead. I believe there might be a timeout, Holbrook. So Coach Holly wants to talk about it here. This is a big 3rd down here. You know, Holbrook, I mean, I shouldn't say Holbrook. High school punters, you know, not traditionally known for a great leg here. So anytime you're pinned this far back, you hate to have to punt from this area of the field. You're almost guaranteed to give the other team a pretty good starting position. But while we're here in this timeout, let's take a second and mention some sponsors of the new booster club here in Holbrook. The Holbrook Roadrunners have a booster club that helps out with all athletics and other events and clubs throughout the town. And we have some red sponsors. These are sponsors that have donated $1,500 to the booster club. So huge sponsors, huge shout out to Daniela Day, Hometown Lenders, Yvonne Larson of SEI Real Estate, and the Holbrook Family Dentistry. Donating big money to help support Holbrook athletics, Holbrook youth, and just helping to keep great programs here and supplying them with the necessary equipment and travel and snacks even, and just helping that atmosphere of a family exist here in town. And
bringing people together.
Absolutely.
A lot of community events from these booster clubs.
Great job from the Holbrook defense there as they do a hard count. And it looks like one of the Veritas Prep players is going to get a little excited to jump across the line. I didn't see any Holbrook players move, and they are going to call offsides on the defense. So we'll give them 5 yards back. So now instead of 3rd and 11, you're looking at a much more manageable 3rd and 6. You just had that timeout. And maybe that's what Coach told him, like, let's draw them offsides. We've done it before. But I didn't see him call a new play. It looks like they're going to go with the same play they had coming out of the timeout. Looking to run, but I think it's a run all the way as he gets it to the near side of the field, gets that 1st down, and gets out of bounds. Waiting for the spot, but I think he knew right where he was going. And there you go. They are going to spot it. 1 yard past the 1st down, right at the 31-yard line, where Holbrook does complete the first down, and they convert that 3rd down right there. It was a 3rd and 11 conversion or a 3rd and 6. You almost count that offsides as part of the play there.
It was planned.
Yeah, I think it was. I think you're right. I think it was very well coached players that stood strong and didn't move. That's hard to do. Oh, missed snap. Having a hard time picking it up, but has plenty of time. He's able to scoop the ball up. Now the ball falls loose again. Finally able to dance on it. Just can't hang on to that ball right now. Somebody smeared some grease on it or something. Going to lose almost all 10 of those yards they just gained. Going to mark that back at the 21-yard line now. So now looking at a 2nd down and 20, and that's going to bring us to the end of the 1st quarter. Holbrook looking at a 2nd and 20, and they've been here before, though. They've been here before. Let's keep talking about some of these sponsors, though. So we just talked about our red sponsors. Those were the biggest sponsors. But we also have some blue sponsors, and they've donated $500 to this booster club. And that we have the Navajo County Sheriff's Office, Bienvenido's Restaurant, Stewart Eye Center, Early Bird Roofing, IBEW Local 266, Wilkinson Auto and Tire, Walt's Hardware, the Mesa Italiana Restaurant, Rear's Mortuary of Winslow, Tom and Susie's Diner. All $500 blue sponsors of the Booster Club tonight.
You know, I think I've been I think I've been to all of those.
I'm not sure what the IBEW local is. Do you know what that one is?
I believe that's something, maybe the Elks. Is that the Elks?
Maybe.
No?
Oh, sounds like it's the Run to the Wall. So the people that do the Run to the Wall every year through Holbrook.
Oh, gotcha.
So it's a military representative. Down for the Roadrunners. The ball sitting at the 31. This time they're going to hand it off to number 25 for the Roadrunners. He gets to the outside, makes a man miss. Got a 1st down and more. Going to pick up across the midfield before he's finally knocked out of bounds up to the 45-yard line. Simeon Shaw, freshman. Again, this kid, he's in my guitar class. the most unassuming kid you've ever seen in your life, and then he comes out and does stuff like that.
Yeah.
You love to see that passion, that drive, those wheels. He's not a big kid. He's a freshman, right? He's not that he's a small kid. He's just freshman. And
sometimes they're not well developed yet.
That's right. This time to Montijo as he comes to this near side of the field. They try it the other way. It worked one direction, come back to the near side of the field, and he's able to get it up to just cross the 40-yard line. Going to mark it down at the 39. Going to bring up second and a long 5, or short 5. So Holbrook able to dig themselves out of a couple big holes. Kind of we talked about a little bit earlier. We don't expect Holbrook to play a perfect game. There's no such thing. I don't expect any NFLs to play a perfect game. It's how you respond to those times where you kind of get down. And Holbrook has responded here early. There's a swing pass out to Simeon Shaw again. Shows those wheels. Almost breaks the arm tackle there at the end. But he's still able to pick up 10 yards and a first down as he brings that across the 30-yard line deep into the Falcon territory.
You know, we don't expect perfection.
No.
You know, but, you know, at least if we could get the Cardinals to just play a full game, right?
That'd be nice.
That'd be helpful.
Yeah, that'd be real nice.
You know, instead of the last 4 minutes or the first 3 or whatever.
I've had a hard time watching the last few weeks. I'd much rather watch these Roadrunners play lately.
Absolutely.
Handoff up the middle this time, Montijo, as he lowers his shoulder and just drives forward into traffic. Not a lot of room to run there, but he's still able to turn it into a couple of yards. So the Roadrunners coming back to this run game. They've ran it to the outside, both directions. They've run it up the middle. They've tried some swing passes. They're a nice little mix. This time 2 receivers or 2 backs in the backfield, but again, going to swing one out to the outside. And he's going to be his intended receiver, in and out of the hands of Simeon Shaw. A little too easy. You can see him look at his hands like, what happened, coach? You hit me right there, right in the hands. But that was a great check down by Oberreiter, right? So Simeon Shaw swung right there into the flat. Oberreiter was looking downfield. He was looking for a deep pass, looking for something downfield. When nothing developed, he had his nice little check down. Hit Simeon Shaw in the hands when that happens. Nobody's perfect as we talk about. You can't hang on to it. But it was a great job by Oberreiter there to hit that check down and always be aware of that check down receiver right there. This time handoff to Montijo as he comes to the inside corner, and he's going to fall forward, and he's going to get it down to about the 23-yard line. So now we're looking at a 4th down and about 3 for the Roadrunners. I think we're clearly in 4-down territory, though. I don't anticipate the Roadrunners punting nor bringing out a field goal kicker at this point. So big 4th down for both teams as the Falcons are desperate to get a stop at this point. And Holbrook looking to get on the board for the 3rd time tonight with 9:30 to go here in the 2nd quarter. Once again, standing strong, and that Holbrook line just doesn't move, and that defense has jumped 3 times now. This time they're going to give them the free 1st down. You were looking at a 4th down and 3, and that 5 yards wipes that 4th down off the board. That's demoralizing. I mean, I honestly, you feel bad for the Falcons at that point, right? You know, they've had kind of a rough night. You know, they were trying to travel up here. They have some kind of bus issues. They're late getting here. You know, it's a big playoff game for them as well. They've had to travel a long way. You're going
They're
into the cold.
probably feeling rushed as they come into the field already, because.
And you know you're playing against a team that's undefeated. You're the only undefeated team. Holbrook's the only undefeated in 2A right now. And I got to tell you, I happened to be at the announcement party for when they announced the playoff seedings, and Holbrook was not happy with their placement. They were sitting at 5th place before last week. They had a huge win. They were hoping to move up into at least 4th place, which is a big deal when it comes to home field advantage. And the team that was in 6th place actually jumped over them to 4th place, and Holbrook stayed at 5th place. So Holbrook's kind of fired up about that. You know, it might have, in a weird way, it might have been the best favor that ever happened to Holbrook, because it kind of said, prove it, Holbrook. You're not that good, right? This 6th team is better than you. And a team like Holbrook, they're not going to take that criticism like, oh, yeah, they're better than us. No, they're out here ready to prove that AIA got it wrong and they should have been moved up, especially as the only undefeated team in the state at this point. 2 wide, 2 backs in the backfield. We've got Simeon Shaw and Montijo. Montijo's the chosen back this time as he dives over one defender as he gets it down to the 15-yard line. He almost did like a high jump over him, right? He kind of turned his back, arched his back over the
Trying
defender.
to roll over him.
I like it. You know, he's getting ready for track and field later this year. That's going to bring up second down and about 8 for the Roadrunners as they are down deep inside of Falcon territory. Once again, looking to strike for the 3rd time tonight with 9 minutes to go and counting here in the 2nd quarter. There's the snap, looking to throw. Looking at Izzy Ramos just coming across the corner, back corner. He can't get it away. Comes back to the near side. Throws to the near side.
Touchdown, Roadrunners.
Can we just crown him MVP right now?
25, right?
Who do you think it threw it to? Simeon Shaw. I mean, it's early, but I think we're about ready to crown him MVP of the night right now. We've watched a lot of football this year, and this is easily Simeon Shaw's best home game.
Absolutely.
of the year. And we've still got 8 minutes and 46 seconds to go here in the 2nd quarter. Simeon Shaw is having the night of his life, and we'd love to see that develop these young backs. He's a freshman. He's got a lot of years. We're going to lose a lot of seniors this year, but he's making the Holbrook Roadrunner faithful feel a little bit better about the future. Diving over the defender once again. This time, Marcus Overrider gets a chance to show his high jump skills as he takes it in for the 2-point conversion, which is good. Taking the ball. The Holbrook Roadrunners up 22-0 with 8:46 to go here in the 2nd quarter.
You know, what an exciting few minutes of quarter and a half almost of football that we've had so far. We want to continue with the appreciation for the sponsors. As was mentioned earlier, we're talking a little bit about our alumni sponsors, these individuals who have donated to help the athletics and other extracurricular activities here with Holbrook High School. We've got Phyllis Romo, common name up here in the Holbrook area.
Everybody knows Phyllis Romo.
That's right. Sarah Hancock, Sonny Mestes Montijo, Daniel's mom, Kristen Iguado.
Oh, you know how to speak Spanish.
There we go. Ginny Arthur and Valerie Aguilera.
He's going over Spanish on that.
Want to thank all of you for your individual donations there to helping out these young men and women that are doing way more than school.
Kickoff picked up about the 20-yard line. Going to be returned to the far side. Once again, a pretty good return there for the Falcons as they're going to bring it across the 30-yard line. Let's see where they mark it, right around the 35 it looks like. But yeah, if you're listening in, I'm assuming we got quite a few alumni tuned in online. I wish we could turn our comments on, but we've had some bad experiences with that in the past. So check in, you can text us or call in or something. I don't know how it works. We need a phone line to call into. But if you're an alumni tuning in, you too can be a benefactor to the Holbrook Roadrunner Booster Club. Just reach out to Yvonne Larson. I almost called her Yvonne Mestis. Throw that back. Yvonne Larson and
Kathleen Gardner.
There's quite a few people that are a part of that Booster Club. Yeah, there's the joke. Kathleen Smith. You can reach out to these people, and you too can be a Booster Club sponsor and help Holbrook Athletics, even though you moved on, because as Dr. Korpich always says,
once a Roadrunner,
always a Roadrunner. So the ball's going to be moved up after a penalty. They're going to place that ball right at the 50-yard line. A couple big penalties on Holbrook tonight, giving the Veritas Prep better field position. But Holbrook defense so far been able to hold on even with the better field position. And once again, the defense, great pursuit as number 9, Chase Sami, comes streaking across. When we talk about that pursuit, he runs to where the ball's going to be, not where he's at. And that he doesn't get burned shows that great speed by this Holbrook defense. And he's only going to pick up on 1 yard on what easily could have been a 20-yard pickup coming down the sideline. But he's able to grab onto those shoestrings and bring him down.
And if you're watching both defenders right there for Holbrook, number 25, Chase Sami, right?
You know who it is. Yeah, the name we've been saying all night, Simeon Shaw.
Simeon Shaw, there you go. He waited patiently as well and guided the offense over to the sideline. And so they were working together very patiently to make sure Veritas Prep didn't get by.
Speaking of patience, not being patient that time, Holbrook defense, they finally pull a Falcon there, and they jump the line. Going to give the Veritas Prep an easy 5 yards. Going to make this a second and short, second and three for the Falcons as they're in Holbrook territory. 3 wide receivers bunched over here to the side, but they are going to hand it off of the middle. But that defense swarms to the ball, brings him down with a gaggle of
Marathon.
Marathon. Every time, every game, like someone's got to make me a shirt. The Marathon of Roadrunners. That Marathon of Roadrunners is going to drop him for a loss. So it was looking at a 2nd 3, turned into a 3rd and 5, thanks to that great defensive line. Those linebackers coming up and filling the hole and bringing them down for a loss. Whew, it's a little chilly out here. Sorry if I'm bouncing the whole booth up here. My legs are a little cold.
It is cold.
This time they're going to bunch the receivers to the far side of the field. Quarterback all by himself in the backfield on this 3rd down. He's got man pursuing him. He's able to find his man right at the 1st down sticks. He's able to catch it and turn it forward, pick up an extra 6 after the catch, call it even 7 after the catch, bringing that ball up to the 30. Where are they going to mark him down? 34-yard line? So a big 1st down conversion there, a 3rd down conversion for the Falcons there. And you had number 3 right there, Mason Archunda. He's been getting in the backfield tonight. He almost got to the quarterback, but props to the Falcon quarterback getting that ball away to his receiver and able to convert that 1st down. This time they're going to bunch the 3 wide receivers to this far side, kind of similar format. This time the quarterback under center though. Takes a snap, handoff up the middle. That defensive line is not quite there to meet him like they normally do. It's actually left to 1 defender, but he's able to grab onto the shoestrings, and the Falcons running back stretches his arms out as far as he can. He's able to get a pretty good pickup, about a 5-yard pickup after being hit at the line of scrimmage, but just able to stretch himself out and pick up that extra couple of yards. Falcons come to the line of scrimmage. Quarterback under center once again. 1 back by himself in the backfield. They've been handing it to him. This time it's a little fake to number 5 as he's a receiver, comes around the back. But Holbrook defenders, they've seen that one on tape. They didn't fall for it. And he's actually going to be dropped for about a half-a-yard loss. And that, you call that kind of a trick play. They've been selling that inside handoff. They've had that same formation every time, inside handoff. And that time bring that wide receiver, number 5, who we've seen do some great stuff, Mason Williams. And Holbrook Roadrunners, their defensive end stays home and is able to still drop him for a loss. So great job by that defense, staying true to the fundamentals of the football and not over pursuing. 4 wide receivers coming to this near side of the field. 1 lone receiver on the far side, quarterback all by himself in shotgun formation. A little bit of a high snap, he's able to get up to it, and the pocket collapses. Ball is loose. Roadrunners looking to scoop it, needs to fall on it. He finally does fall on it. That's going to be a Holbrook football. And Holbrook gets a 2nd takeaway of the night, this time on a strip sack. And so that's the 3rd turnover, right? They have 2 interceptions and now a strip sack, and Holbrook takes over. 1st and 10. That defense wins championships, which is what Holbrook's looking to do tonight. The first step of their championship run here in the 2A playoffs. 3 takeaways as we have 5:15 to go here in the 2nd quarter. Holbrook once again on offense. Looking to throw. Got a streaking receiver, 88 Cowboy looking to get it. He actually pushed off. I think they're going to get him for offensive pass interference. He actually didn't need to push off either. He needed to keep on stride. It was a well-thrown ball. We'll see what the call is, but I think he pushed off. Offensive pass interference is exactly what happened. It was pretty clear. It was a pretty good shove. And I'm not one to, root against the Roadrunners, but it was a pretty good shove. And actually, like I said, he didn't need to do it. It slowed him down because he stopped to shove the defender back. He couldn't turn around and get back to the ball. Then the ball overthrew him.
Right.
If he just would have ran his route, I don't know if he would have caught it or not. Can't tell the future, but he would have been in a better position.
I mean, he was scared of that ball going short and getting an interception.
Could have been an interception. Maybe that's what he's doing. Maybe he played defensive back there a little bit.
Foul is a little better than an interception, I guess. I don't know.
Take that. So they marked him back. Interesting. I don't know if they marked that off right, but. No, they didn't. Okay, so they're going to make a little bit of adjustment. Going to bring up 2nd down. So that's a 15-yard penalty against Holbrook, but it's not from like where he threw the ball or anything. It's from the line of scrimmage. So that's going to bring up 2nd down and a long, what are we going to call that? 25 yards to go for the Roadrunners. That penalty hurt, though. It definitely hurt as they were approaching midfield, and now they're sitting with their feet back on their heels on about the 10-yard line. pocket collapses once again. Montijo, though, Oberreiter fighting hard to get away from those defenders. But they're going to mark him down. They better give him his forward progress. They're going to mark him down for a little bit of a loss. So they're going to put him down right behind the 20-yard line. So we're looking at a long 30 still. We're looking at 3rd down and 25. Clock ticking away, 4 minutes to go here in the half. Holbrook looking at 3rd down. Do you try to go for it all here? Do you just try to get yourself in a better punting formation? This is a tough position to be in. Oberreiter by himself in the backfield, looking to throw. He's going to get pushed out of the pocket. Got a man, 88, Tristan Cowboy, scoops it up. He's able to catch it, brings it all the way to the 40, stays on his feet, crossed the 1st down marker, 25 yards. He picked up 26. It's going to be a 1st down for the Roadrunners on a great play there by Tristan Cowboy as he comes streaking across that middle of the field. I think the Falcons were expecting a bomb pass, but we've seen Oberreiter. He's got the arm, he's got the skills to take that long throw. Instead, he drops it off short and lets Tristan Cowboy do the work with his feet, and he's able to shake a couple defenders and get the 1st down. 4 wide receivers out, 1 man in the backfield. You know who it is, Montijo, but there goes Simeon Shaw in motion. They don't give it to him. They're going to hand it off to our 1,000-yard rusher. I just have to keep saying it. I think it's so fun that he's 1,000. To Montijo. This time he doesn't get any, though. Well, he got about a half of one. Our 1,000.5-yard rusher.
He might be up to the 1,100 right now.
He's pretty far. Let's see. Let's actually check his stats. So his rushing coming in tonight was actually 1,087 yards. So he's definitely good. 18 touchdowns, 63 yard was his longest
passing
touchdown.
or overall?
That's rushing. So if you go to passing, he's actually, they only have him listed as at 29 yards. Oh, that's passing. He's actually thrown for 29 yards. There we go. The handoff to him once again up the middle. Kind of burning some clock a little bit.
Receiving.
So
there
we
we go.
got to go down to receiving. He has 142 yards receiving, and that's 4 touchdowns receiving. We saw that one tonight was actually a receiving touchdown. If you go all-purpose yards, that's one you might be wondering about now. 1,316 yards. He's averaging 131 yards per game. That's Daniel Montijo. So stellar running back there. Nice pass out there to Sami. Sami, number 9. He's able to, on that 3rd and long, nice little wide receiver screen pass. Gets a good block up front from, the big tight end, Izzy Ramos. Lays down a nice block to break him free, and he's able to turn a 1st down into even more, bringing it back into to Falcon territory up to the 40-yard line. So clock ticking away, under 2 minutes to go, 1:58 to go here in the first half. Holbrook looking to get one last score on the board before they go into halftime. Looking to throw, going down, they got a man streaking again. That was his man he's been targeting all night. I believe that was number 25, Simeon Shaw, the intended receiver. This time he couldn't get it to drop into his hands. And that will stop the clock, though. Stops the clock with 1:49 to go here in the first half. And it will remain 2nd and 10 right at the 40-yard line. So we talked about it a little bit, but we should talk about it a little bit more right before halftime here. The playoff picture, right? So Holbrook comes in as the 5th seed. They were, again, hoping to move up to that 4th seed, but they remain that 5th seed. There's a snap, this time intended run all the way. He takes that snap and just a little draw play right up the middle. He's going to pick up about 5 yards. Going to bring up 3rd down and 5 for the Roadrunners. That will make the clock tick, though, as we're now under a minute and a half. But again, Wilcox was the team that jumped above them. So Wilcox is now the 4th seed. So Wilcox is playing host tonight to St. John's. So St. John's, who we just hosted a couple weeks ago, if St. John's is able to knock Wilcox off, so St. John's is 13 seed, but if they're able to knock off Wilcox, Holbrook, if they can hang on tonight and win, will actually play host to St. John's next week. Great 1st down pass there for the Roadrunners. He does stay inbound, so the clock will continue to tick. Oh, no, the clock actually just stopped. Well, that's why they moved the chains. They're moving the chains. So 1 minute and 12 seconds to go. But anyway, so if St. John's can play upset tonight and beat Wilcox, next week, St. John's, again, assuming Holbrook can hang on here, and we can't assume anything. They got to do that. They got to take care of business tonight first. But then they would play host to St. John's here next week, which would be pretty intense, as we all know. But that's one scenario that I think we're all kind of hoping for at the same time. There's a nice little screen pass to Sami again as he's able to catch it about the line of scrimmage and then turn the guns on and run up the sideline. This time he kind of lowers his shoulder and picks up a couple extra after contact. Going to bring up 2nd and 2 as they get that ball all the way down to the 20-yard line. Clock ticking away, 35 seconds to go. Still Holbrook trying to get one last score on. Looking to throw again. Going deep to the back corner, got a receiver, falls down. I think it's a good no call there. The legs did get a little bit tangled, but he tried to go up for it. That was Sami, the intended receiver, and he couldn't quite get up and catch that one. But that will stop the clock nonetheless, 26 seconds. But the other scenario possibly is, so Holbrook hangs on tonight, beats Veritas Prep, they'll move on, and then they would, if Wilcox does win out tonight, when they play at home against St. John's, then Holbrook would actually travel to Wilcox. And so again, that's why Holbrook really wanted that 4th position. If they had been 4th, then no matter what, they would have played home. They would have been the home team next week. There's the pass over the end zone, diving attempt. Can't quite hang on to a Sami right off the fingertips. That would have been a magical catch. But the catch would have been magical, but even more magical would have been if he could have held on to it going to the ground, because he was fully extended trying to go for that ball.
He wanted that ball. He did everything he could to get there.
He did. I love that.
Fortunately, he was not quite as fast as O'Brider assumed in that moment.
That brings up 4th down for the Roadrunners, 4th and 2. Montijo in the backfield with O'Brider in shotgun. A little bit of an I formation. The clock is stopped. Looks like we're going to have a timeout, though. Who's the timeout? Timeout's going to be called Holbrook. Holbrook timeout. They want to talk about it on this 4th down. With only 21 seconds to go here, I'm a little shocked they called that timeout, but I understand you got to convert 4th, or the timeout does you no good, and if you don't convert this 4th down. So call that timeout, get on the same page, and what do you do? You come out of this. You have two plays in your pocket. If you get the 1st down, immediately get to the line, spike it, maybe, or have a second play ready to go immediately, or do you just go for the end zone right here? So many questions.
Not the coach.
Yeah, but if you were.
I don't know. I think I'm going for the end zone.
I got to tell you, if we've learned anything about Coach Hawley, he's the no-fear Hawley. I would not be surprised one bit if they take a shot at the end zone right here.
I vote for it. He's got my vote. In fact, I think they're going to run the same play and that they did before, but they're going to tell Sami to pick it up.
Well, there he is, Sami. He's lined up right there all by himself on that far side of the field. But don't ignore Izzy Ramos right there on the inside. Handoff to none other than the MVP so far tonight. Oh, I love that play call, right? Who's been your hot hand all night? None other than Simeon Shaw. He takes it easy on the outside and just runs out of bounds. You don't need a timeout if you run out of bounds. That will stop the clock for you right there. Takes that down to the 15-yard line, stops the clock with 16 seconds to go. Now you can work. Well, you still 16 seconds. You're still going to have to take a shot here at some point. But you got the 1st down. At least you got 4 plays to work with now. A couple incompletions will stop the clock as well. Looking to throw again. This time there he is. Sami, that's the one they were looking for. He catches it just shy of the end zone. Almost loses the ball. Gets that ball a little loosey-goosey out there, but he is able to get a 1st down. That will stop the clock while they have to move the chains.
Just throw him down, my friend.
Throw him down, 7 seconds. And it looks like Holbrook had one more timeout. I wasn't sure if they had one more timeout. So, yeah, they're good. They had one more timeout. They're going to call their last timeout of the 1st half. So, with 7.9 seconds, so we'll call it an 8 seconds. 8 seconds to go. Ball down at the 3-yard line. Is that where they got that thing marked? 4-yard line? The board operator had 3, but then it just cleared. So, neither of us can tell whether it's the 3-yard line or the 4-yard line. But you're going to have to try to, 8 seconds. It's either got to be an incomplete or it's got to be a touchdown.
Yeah.
No timeouts. This is it. You're either incomplete or it's a touchdown. So do you pass it?
Hand it off to Daniel and say, run it up the middle, my friend, or come into the near side.
Hand it to Simeon Shaw. He's been your hot hand. There you go. You got them both. Simeon Shaw right here to the near side.
Maybe Marcus holds on to it.
Montijo on the other side. You got Marcus. You got 3 weapons, all hot hands tonight. And then let's not forget Izzy Ramos lined up right there in the slot. And Sami, who just got him that 1st down on the far side of the field. Where's he going to go? He's got options right over the middle. Intercepted. And that'll do it, though. That will end. It won't end the quarter, actually. That ends it with 3.6 seconds. So on the interception, man, it had so many weapons. I was so excited. I think the intended target was Izzy Ramos. But 3.6 seconds, that means the Falcons are going to get 1 play here. They have timeouts, but 3.6 seconds is you're probably not going to get a play and a timeout off. You're probably going to have 1 play. So let's see if they, down 22-0 going at half. Do you try to take 1 shot here, or do you just take the knee? and go to halftime and try to make some adjustments. You know, halftime's going to be great for them. You know, they're going to actually get to settle down for a second because, again, you talk about that rushed onto the field tonight, rushed into starting the game play. Halftime, they're probably looking forward to halftime for a lot of reasons. And it looks like they're going that safety kneel-down formation if I had to guess what they're doing. Looking for the snap. There's the snap. Oh, he's going to pass. Tricked us all. Tricked the cameraman, and he's going to be sacked for a loss. So at least he didn't lose the ball. You'd hate to see, you know, Falcon right there. It's dangerous territory right there. If he loses that ball, Holbrook scoops it up. They're going to get a touchdown either way. But he's able to hang on to it. So at the end of our first half, Holbrook Roadrunners, first round of the state playoffs, lead 22-0. We're going to have a 15-minute halftime. Mr. Carbonneau and I, we got to go down and help the cheerleaders with some sound. But we'll be back to bring you some second half action.
Mackenzie tells me she gets the hairs everywhere.
She said it's questionable if Mary coach will
Third quarter.
All right, I'll be there tomorrow.
But like, I know in my also in my
Happy sales, right? 50-50
You need your cowbell. You need your cowbell. Yeah, bring it.
It is Governor Wallace.
thing with ice. Hey, start with it. Right, Brad? I don't know. Yeah, we get ball too, huh? Yeah, that would have been the dagger if we would have scored right there at half end. You need to go get that. Who knows? Other team has it.
Who? Augustine?
And I just said he just keeps running back. You want to just sit down? That's all right. I don't know. Don't try me.
Oh, I would be the same as none of the meetings because I in Boston.
Welcome back to Roadrunner Stadium as we get ready to bring you some second half action. Once again, Holbrook leading 22-0 as we get ready to start the second half. We did get some word in. I've heard two reports. I think the latest report was Wilcox is leading 27-0 over St. John's. So barring a major turnaround there, we're not going to get our dream of hosting St. John's once again back here in Holbrook. But hey, crazier things have happened on Friday Night Lights, right? Let's see what happens. Hopefully nothing crazy like the season. We mentioned earlier his 63-yard touchdown earlier this season. Well, that one was good from the 22-yard line, making that one a 78-yard touchdown run from Daniel Montijo. He's like, you told me 1,000 yards, I'm gonna make it 1,200.
Well, I was coming back up to the booth with my fry bread, and I saw Daniel on the field, and I looked at him, and I said, hey, buddy. And he looked at me and smiled. I said, let's pick it up.
So he picked it up. You better go let him go.
He went down. I'm proud of Daniel for listening.
Good. All right, looking to go for two here once again. Man in motion, Simeon Shaw. He's going to pick up the little screen pass. As he turns it in, he's in for the touchdown, or the 2-point conversion, but there is a flag on the play. And based on the way the official's talking, and he's pointing back towards Holbrook, looks like they're going to call holding on the Holbrook right here on the end. So that will erase those 2 points off the board. They're going to back it up 10 yards. So they originally got a 2-point or a point after try is what we call it. Normally comes from the 3-yard line, but they'll go from the place of the hold. And I'm guessing that hold happened kind of right there around the line of scrimmage, right there on the goal line of scrimmage. So they'll mark it back 10 yards from there. Looks like they're going to mark it at the 11. So now it's going to be a 1 try from the 11-yard line. They're still looking to go for 2. 5 wide receivers, 3 to one side, 2 to the other, looking to throw. He's going to tuck the ball, come to the near side. He's got a little bit of room to run. Diving for the pylon, lowers his head, and he's in. He gets the 2-point conversion, but they went head on. And looks like we have a Veritas player that took the worst end of that one. So they're going to call for a little help on that one, as they both went they went low. I don't think anybody was trying to be malicious on that dive. It was just a football play where they're both diving for the same spot on the field, and that same spot on the field happened to be the goal line right at the pylon. And they're calling for the ambulance already. And you hate to see that going head on like that. And, you know, you never know what's going on the field, but they're definitely saying, bring out the ambulance. Let's anything that's near the neck, they are going to take it as serious as possible, as they should. We're definitely seeing, so I have to apologize. I meant no disrespect. I've been saying Veritas Prep, I think, and I've had at least 2 people now. The person in the booth next to her said, it's Veritas Prep. So I apologize. I should know better, right? I mean, I'm a Spanish speaker. You're the Spanish teacher. Veritas, it's a Latin root word, right? Truth.
It is, yeah.
I think it's based in the idea of truth. And that's a great name for a school, Veritas Prep. So I apologize, and I may slip in and say Veritas Prep because I've said it wrong for so long, but it is a Veritas Prep, and we're grateful to see Veritas Prep out here tonight. And we'd love to see that football player. They were calling for the ambulance pretty quick, but that football player actually just stood up under his own power, and they got him walking off right now, walking back to the sideline. Like I said, anytime you have anything in the head and neck area, they're going to take it extremely seriously. I'm actually a little surprised that they did get him up off. You know, usually you're going to get those EMTs to take a look first, and they still may. That's they got. Looks like our administration is saying no. You need to go get him checked out.
Yeah, let's have somebody look at him. I mean, you know, he might be able to get up. He might be able to walk around a little bit, but it doesn't mean that you don't need to be checked out. And you know, we just hope obviously walking around, but we hope he's okay. And
injuries can, you know, affect people differently. I mentioned it many times, probably too much. People are probably sick of hearing it, but I used to be an official. I was an official for football. And I remember distinctly one game I was officiating, and I was in the defensive backfield, and I looked over, and the linebacker, you could just kind of see stars in his eyes, and he just wasn't there. He was there, obviously, but I said, hey, are you feeling okay? No, I'm good. And then he started to walk, and he kind of just walked sideways. And I said, you're done. I blew the whistle and pulled him off the field. And no offense to him, I think he thought he was fine. But there was clearly something not okay that had happened in this hard-nosed football. And we got him off the field, and he didn't come back that game. And I don't know the end of that story, you know, whether anything was really wrong with him or not long-term. But you have to look out for each other, right? Just because you got up doesn't mean it's blue skies. You still, I appreciate that they had him go to the EMTs here, the paramedics, and go ahead and get looked at further.
You know, we had a similar situation last year with 2 wrestlers where we had to say, you know, we told our own wrestlers while they were out there on the mat, hey, are you okay? And they looked at us and give us a funny look, and we you know, both coaches, we looked at each other, we said, hey, let's pull him.
Yep.
Let's pull him.
No reason to risk it.
I'd rather have him for next week, and in fact,
rest of his life.
Just let him have a regular life than risk hitting that head one more time.
That's right. So we'll go ahead and update that score. So the 2-point conversion was good. You know, we got a little, that was definitely a bang bang play right there. He was able to get in for 2. So it's Holbrook takes a 30-0 lead here to start the first half. That was a quick score. You know, you had that 78-yard run there by Daniel Montijo on that second play from scrimmage. So we're only 11:39 to go here in the game. So we only took off 21 seconds And Holbrook already kicking off again to the Veritas Prep. Get that right. I'm going to have to emphasize it. And right on the kickoff, we're going to blow it dead. Looks like it's going to be an offsides on Holbrook based on where that flag came flying in at. So it looks like Holbrook's going to have to back it up 5 yards and try it once again. What that means is basically one player got past the line before the ball was kicked. You got to wait until he kicks it before you keep going. So I did stop and I saw Yvonne Larson, right, one of our red sponsors out there tonight and one of the Booster Club founders here in Holbrook. And I said, okay, we just mentioned the alumni, that there's alumni donors. How does somebody tuning in tonight, we got a large following tuning in tonight, how does an alumni listening tonight say, hey, I want to help out these Holbrook Roadrunner Booster Club? And she said they've got a Facebook page. So if you just go look up Holbrook Roadrunner Booster Club on Facebook, you can find them there. They have a website, or feel free to reach out to Yvonne and she can point you in the right direction for sure. So we'd love to see some more alumni come join us in this Booster Club. Kickoff once again, a little 5 yards deeper, is going to be fielded right about the 22-yard line. Going to take it to the far side of the field once again. Almost had a little penalty there. I think he did get him on the side. And it's going to be a good return there from Veritas Prep for the Falcons as they bring that ball all the way up to the 44, 45-yard line, depending on the spot. You can tell it's a cold night because you look at those officials. They got the full neck covers. Man, it's cold in the booth, like it's chilly, but we were down on that field helping out the cheerleaders. It is really cold down there. A little wind going.
Yeah. I think we need to talk to the school about investing in some heated bleachers.
Yeah. And you know, that's an advantage to Holbrook, right? Veritas Prep coming from Phoenix, you know, they're coming from warm weather. You come to this, and that's got to be a shock to your system to have to play in this kind of cold. It's a little shock for Holbrook. It hasn't been this cold most of this year either. They haven't had to play in it too much of this. So great job by the Holbrook defensive line, meeting the runner right at the line of scrimmage. And that's number 5. We've called number 5 quite a few times. Mason Williams there for Veritas Prep, as he's going to pick up about 1 yard on that carry. In fact, it's so cold, at halftime I grabbed a Dr. Pepper out of the back of my car, and I couldn't even hold it walking up to the booth. I was like, it's too cold to hold on to.
It's not frozen, is it?
I don't think so. I better not leave it back there, freeze and break all over my car. My trick was to leave it in the back of the car. I'm going to have to change my plan, or I'm going to be cleaning up a mess. 2nd and 9, Veritas Prep coming to the line. 3 wide receivers in a bunch to the far side. 1 back in the backfield, quarterback under center. Takes the snaps, looking to the far side of the field. He's got a man streaking in Holbrook there to jump all over it. Number 3, Mason Archunda gets the jump. He was seeing 6. He wanted to catch that thing and run and just didn't hang on to it. Drops what could have been an easy pick 6. He's going to be kicking himself over that one for at least until he gets another shot at it.
Until he makes it happen.
That's right. That's going to bring up 3rd down. I actually happened to be in the film room this week. I feel like I was like a true media person. I was just running the auditorium. But I was in the room this week while they were watching some film, and that was one of the plays they highlighted, that they like to do this little out pass right to the backfield. And if you can get that linebacker, they specifically lined that linebacker a little farther out to make that jump. And they've been there a couple times tonight. Got his receiver open this time out in the flats. Number 10 makes a nice move, gets to the sideline, got daylight in front of him, and the Hawks strike for the first time tonight as they get on the board off for a great 55-yard touchdown pass to number 10, Tico Lentz, sophomore for the Veritas Prep Falcons.
So you just said Hawks and Falcons. Is it the Falcons?
It's I don't know. Now I'm questioning myself. We have it here someplace.
We can ask the gentleman next to us.
It's the Falcons. It's the Falcons. The Veritas Prep Falcons. I apologize. We don't see Veritas Preps enough. And, you know, that's one of the things I've heard our coaching staff talk about as well, is maybe in the future trying to schedule some teams that are a little farther away. It's expensive sometimes when you have to do that, but the Holbrook does want to start to expand their reach and who they're playing during the regular season to increase those power points. They're going to go for 2. Number 3 looking to pass. This time, once again, the Holbrook defender almost comes up with a pick. That time it was quarterback Overrider. Couldn't quite get his hands on it. And number 3, John Wieland, comes up short on the 2-point conversion. So Holbrook leads 30-6 with 10:32 to go here in the second half.
You know, you talked earlier about not only the alumni sponsors, the red sponsors, the blue sponsors, but we also have miscellaneous donors, maybe individuals that
weren't alumni per se?
Alumni necessarily. So we want to thank, huge shout out and thanks to Paul Ortega, Thomas Hernandez, and the Navajo County Sheriff's Posse.
Oh, very cool.
They might be saying, hey, we'll pay $100 to teach these kids to stay out of
Stay
stay
away
out
from
of
the
our
posse.
vehicles, right? We don't want them in the back.
I like it. And I think that, it's a joke, but I think that's real. Like, they understand that sports is a great outlet for the youth to have good, healthy, wholesome recreational activities outside of those school hours and keep them out of trouble. And so, yeah, that your donations are going to a great cause to help with that. Fielded there at the 10 for the Roadrunners. I believe that looks like Sami there. No, excuse me. That's our player of the game so far, at least. Simeon Shaw on the return as he takes it back to the 30-yard line where they mark him out of bounds.
One name that we haven't called tonight, and 3 weeks ago he was injured, was Tristan Cowboy, right?
Yeah.
Have you heard anything beyond
he was out there tonight,
that?
right?
He's out there,
right?
right?
Plays tonight. But, yeah, we never heard what really came of that injury other than he's back. So I don't know when he came back. They did have a couple of away games.
They're just not using him as much tonight as they had
that's true.
in other games.
Here we go, Holbrook coming out for their second possession of the second half. Shotgun formation. Overrider looking to throw. Rolls to the near-yard rusher, Montijo. Should we give a shout-out to Montijo? So, Mr. Carbonell here.
Is it 1,000 or is it 1,500
Yeah, we're going to be
now?
approaching 1,500 here soon. He's got a shirt, right? What about your shirt from Montijo?
I do. Chapo, Daniel's dad, gave me a shirt that said, "Fear the mullet." Daniel's hair is getting so long. Sometimes from the back, I don't recognize him, don't know who he is. Got to be careful what I say there, but I don't know who he is. He turned around at Daniel, big old grin
Nice
on his
mullet.
face. He does have a nice mullet. I'll give him that.
Looking to throw again this time. Looks like it's going to be. Not sure if they called it incomplete. Looked like he caught it, and then down at the ground it popped loose. I think they're debating it. There's definitely a debate over whether Izzy Ramos caught it or not. After a discussion, the officials come up and say no catch. They're going to call it no catch. That's one of those bang plays. I really don't know. I mean, it was sitting literally right in front of us, and without the benefits of college or professional instant replay, yeah, you could have called that either way, and you can convince me they were right. So we're going to look up at our own replay, rewind it back here on YouTube. See if we
It's a hard call right there.
It's definitely a hard call live. I don't know which one it was. There's the. Yeah, that ball is out. We couldn't see it, right? The ball is out on the backside of him. Probably the right call. Montijo dodges one tackle, gets downfield. Going to bring across midfield, bring that ball all the way up to the 47-yard line. Holbrook, second down. There we go. Montijo, he's going to, this is his senior year. This is it, And I don't know if he has plans to play college ball. I don't know if he has any offers, He may want to, he may not want to. But for a lot of these players out there tonight, this could be their last game of their life, not just year, but you don't see.
At least tackle ball.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll play some flag football when they're 35 and pull their hamstring, but.
Yeah, been there, done that.
Yeah,
huh?
absolutely.
Hey, is that Tristan Cowboy? Is that our man we just mentioned? Getting the first down. Let me see. 88. Tristan Cowboy right on cue. It sounds like they're listening to Carbonota, right? He said, turn it up, Montijo. He scores a touchdown. He says, where's Cowboy? And Cowboy converts the first down, taking it up to the 43-yard line. Holbrook offense staying. You like to see that too, coming into the second half. Keep that offense up, right? You have a healthy lead, 30-6, but there's no such thing as it being safe right there. You got to keep that ball moving, keep that pressure on. Montijo hitting the backfield, but he's able to stay on his feet just long enough to fall forward and get it back. Yeah, they're going to even give him a yard, maybe a half a yard, but it easily could have been dropped for a loss. He's able to stay on his feet and fall forward and pick up about a half a yard. So here we go, Roadrunners, second down. This time they're going to keep one man, Montijo, back in the backfield with Oberreiter. Two wide receivers to each side of the field. Looking like a pass play, drops back, looking to throw, got a man, number 9, Sami. And it's going to be just over Sami's head. Good defense there, well covered. And it's going to be incomplete. Going to bring up third down for the Roadrunners, 3rd and 9. I imagine, again, if we've seen anything we've learned from Coach Holly this year is they're not in punting territory. This is definitely 4-down territory, so don't get too worked up about the 3rd down.
Most high school football teams aren't ever in field goal territory.
That's a real.
No matter how close they are. But, yes, No punting either.
No punting. One thing I've been surprised to see so far, not see tonight, is Kelly Hill. They brought in that soccer player kicker, Kelly Hill, and she's done some good things for him earlier this year, able to kick some extra points for him. And tonight they've gone for 2. They haven't done that. A little bit of a high pass. Intended receiver Sami on that one couldn't quite hang on to it. So it is 4th down. Again, I don't anticipate seeing a punt team come on in this position, even though they didn't get anything. Cowboy, though, went and had a couple words with his quarterback. So let's keep an eye on that. Did he see something? You know, when you see a receiver talk to the quarterback, sometimes it's because they notice something, right? Hey, you know what? This guy's biting. Every time I look in, he bites. Let's see. He hasn't looked his way yet. Now he's looking towards this near side of the field. And it was Montijo coming out of the backfield as the intended receiver, just a little bit behind him. He can't hang on to it. Can't strike gold twice. You know, that was almost the exact same 4th down play they traded last time to go to Montijo. This time it's just a little bit behind him and he can't hang on to it. It's going to be a turnover. So Holbrook's first turnover, is that accurate? I think that's their first turnover of the night, being a turnover on downs. So 1st and 10 for the Veritas Prep. I still feel bad that I called it so bad for so long. But the Falcons, as they come to the line of scrimmage, quarterback under center, 3 wide receivers to the far side of the field. But they're going to hand it off up the middle, running into that stout Holbrook line. Looks like that's number 13. You know, we say his name a lot on offense, but defense, he does a great job. Izzy Ramos is a defensive end. He gets in there, wraps up those feet, and for no gain for the Veritas Preps Falcons on that one. That's a term I haven't used a lot this year, defensive end. You know, we probably haven't talked about the defense in general as much, but for those that don't know a lot about football, defensive end, that's going to be the defensive lineman, but on the end. So defensive end is a lineman right there. And there they go, those ends, and they're usually tasked with contain. Oh no, they got a nice little, we'll call that a post route, comes right over the middle, hits number 2, that's Christian Dominguez. He's able to pick up a 1st down. You hate to see him get loose quite like that. It looks like a breakdown in the Holbrook defense as he's able to get there. 1st down brings it into Holbrook territory. The ball all the way down to the 43-yard line. 6 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Holbrook still leading 30-6. But the Veritas Prep Falcons putting together what may look like a drive here. They had that one big touchdown, but what they really need to, if they're going to show they're going to have a chance tonight, is put together some drives, and that's what they're trying to do right here. And there we go, number 20 on a nice pitch. He's able to pick up a good 1st down run as he picks up about 5. Number 20, a name we haven't called too much tonight, Max Kaminsky. He's a junior running back, 175 pounds, 5'10". He's a big boy. You like to see him get his wheels going back there, and he was able to pick up about 5 yards after that. So let's see that defense that's been so stellar all year. I think the thing you can say about them tonight is they bend but don't break. They've broken once, but let's see if they can get maybe another takeaway here as they come into Holbrook territory now. As they're coming across, it look like it is a forward pass. The intended receiver there, number 2, Dominguez again. That's a dangerous play, right? Because if that's a backwards pass, it's actually a live ball. But they went ahead and called it a forward pass, and it doesn't have to be forward by much. And actually, if it's considered a straight, they'll consider that a forward pass too. So if it's like directly down the line, they'll call that a forward pass. It actually has to go backwards a little bit for it to be considered a live ball. All right,
hopefully those lines on the field are straight.
Yeah, they are definitely not. Yeah, you can see it right here. You can look right out there. I've never been on a high school football field where the lines are straight. I think the only turf fields are straight. They're looking deep. Got his man. Going to be caught. Number 5, after he brings it down, walks it in. Number 5, Mason Williams, we called his name earlier, was able to get behind the defender, almost like playing 500 in your backyard. And he's able to just get a little bit over the defender, brings that one down, and the defender falls down. He's able to just walk it in. So again, there's no lead as a comfortable lead as the Falcons strike. They're cutting in. They have the potential to cut the lead in half right here. They have 12 points. If they can convert here on 2, it'll be 14-30, making it a 2-possession game. Right now, it's still a 3-possession game, so this is important that they try to hold them here on this 2-point conversion. And wrapped up, but is able to, a little trick play. Thought he was going up the middle, but actually coming to the outside. Number 5, he scored the touchdown, but this time he's not able to get loose to those defenders, but And that will do it. I was, for a second there, I thought the official was making a reference to a penalty, but I think he was just taking out his pen. So that will be no good. So great job for the Holbrook defense, staying strong. Right about the 20-yard line as he comes back to the near side, waiting for his blockers to pick up, but the blockers aren't there. And he somehow squirms out of about 3 white jerseys. He just pops out of there. But Veritas Prep's able to close the gap once again and bring him down. After it looks like a return of about 15, going to bring that ball up to the 25-yard line where the Roadrunners will start 1st and 10. I appreciate we've had a couple people text in and give us some updates on the other games going around. So if anybody does know an update on any of the games that may be relevant to us, yeah, let us know. We'd like to give them a shout out to our listeners here tonight. There's the handoff to Montijo as he gets it in the tries to take it to the, looks like it was trying to be a run in the inside, no hole there, so he then tries to bounce it outside. But great pursuit there by the Falcons. Looks like number 60 there from the Falcons, the leading tackler. Looks like that's John Perry, defensive end. So again, he's that player that lines up on the end of the defensive line. Every once in a while you'll see another end come out farther out than him, but that's probably a linebacker that's actually playing a little closer to the line. They're actually going to blitz. They got a blitz coming up the middle, and they're able to go right where that blitzer came from. So great job by Oberreiter picking up that blitz. And he sees that blitz gets through, but right behind him streaking was Izzy Ramos, and that's right where that middle linebacker blitzed through. So he just has a nice little easy drop over to Izzy Ramos, and he's able to pick up a nice little gain. Going to bring up 3rd and 2 on that Izzy Ramos catch. Got to be careful blitzing there if you've got a quarterback that's able to see where that blitz came from and then exploit the hole. This time it's going to intend to run all the way for the quarterback, Oberreiter. He bounces to the near side of the field. We've seen this run a few times tonight, and this time wisely dances out of bounds. No need to take an extra hit there. You're not going to gain much more. So they're going to mark him down at about the 46, 47-yard line. They're going to mark it right at the 46. No, excuse me, the 47. Mark that ball at the 47-yard line where the Holbrook gets a 1st down. So looking to bring this one into Falcon territory. There's 4 minutes and 12 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. Holbrook trying to score once again. Looking to pass this time. Got his man coming across the side this time. Is one of his other favorite big targets, Izzy Ramos. He's been the target for the second half, you might even say. He's kind of been the big target you're aiming for. Going to pick up about 5 yards. That's a good, you can run it on 1st down for 5 yards, or a nice little dump out there to your, he's lined up as a wide receiver, so he kind of has more of a physique of a tight end, so I refer to him as a tight end a lot, but he's lined up as a slot receiver right there. Nice fake handoff. Oberreiter keeps it, tries to jump over a tackle, but number 8 there, Baylor Arnold, is able to bring him down. But for a second there, Oberreiter, if he could have made that leap over the top, I think he was off to the races. But give credit where credit's due. Baylor Arnold there for the Falcons, freshman, free safety, comes up from that free safety position and makes a great tackle on a fast Holbrook Oberreiter quarterback. There's that spread offense for the Roadrunners. 2 wide receivers to each side. 1 back going to play some protection game. And now he's an open receiver if he wants to go to him. A little spin move there for Oberreiter. Now Montijo turns into a blocker. Gets a nice block for him. Oberreiter's able to get the 1st down and more. Goes out of bounds just shy of the 30-yard line. Give some credit there to Daniel Montijo. He's caught some touchdowns. He's blocked. He's ran, and that time he turned into a nice blocker, able to free that end open to allow Oberreiter to get a nice gain of a 1st down and a lot more. Going to be 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. I got to say, you get a really good view, picture. Sometimes I can't see very good out the window because there's a lot of stuff in our way. I'm watching on the TV.
Yeah, this TV's got a good... This camera crew is doing a great job.
Props to the Holbrook. Oh, there we go. There's that pass that we saw. Simeon Shaw, he's coming across the near side of the field, tries to turn it up. He drops that shoulder in. He's not able to get the corner. Great pursuit there from the Falcons. He'll get about 1 yard on it. But credit to number 10, Tico Lentz, as he's able to pursue, right? That's that idea of not over-pursuing, right? As he's coming, he didn't try to turn up field too early. He says, if you're going to run side to side, I'll just run with you side to side. I'm going to wait for you to come to me. I'm not going to chase you. And that's such a hard thing to teach young players. If you turn too early, you're just playing chase. Let the runner come to you and then tackle. And they did a good job of that. Looking to throw this time. He got a little bit of time in the pocket. Does a little double pump. Throw over the middle. Crowd wants pass interference as Izzy Ramos is the intended receiver. Not going to get it, though. Izzy Ramos a little slow to get up. He wants the flag, too, but not gonna get it today. As, it's going to be incomplete 3rd down for the Roadrunners. Got to be careful. Sometimes we don't know what our fans are going to say, so we'll just have to talk real loud over them just in case. It's going to be 3rd down.
All I know is if anybody's buying dinner, buy it for me too.
Yeah, buy it for me too. Yeah, buy me dinner. Here we go. Holbrook, big 3rd down conversion again. We're in 4-down territory. I'm not too worried about trying to get it all right here. He's going to pull the ball down, run for just a second. Now he found his target, Izzy Ramos, and he's a mad run right there. Izzy Ramos wanted the pass interference the first time. A little bit of flex there. You can just see it in his step. He said, I'm going to, and I love that kind of, don't make excuses. Don't expect the officials to do it for you. He said, if the officials didn't give me the call I wanted, well, give me another shot at it, and I'll do it myself. And that's the kind of football we want to see. I don't want to hear you blame the officials. I want to see you just figure out a way to get it done, and that's what Izzy Ramos did right there. Found a way to get it done and converts that 1st down. 1st and goal for the Roadrunners. Hand it off to Daniel Montijo. He tries to bounce to the outside, cuts back to the inside, gonna run over a defender. He's in for another touchdown. Shaking his head, said, not today. I'm not going down today. Touchdown, Roadrunners. Am I allowed to say? Sometimes, the officials, they may blow a call. Could be the best thing that happened to your team.
Light them up.
Light them up. You got to get something to get fire under your skin, right? And I think, I don't think it was just the officials. I think Holbrook had a little wake-up call there as Veritas Prep came in and scored 2 quick touchdowns. And Holbrook said, are we going to just expect to win, or are we going to go out and actually do it ourselves? And it looks like they're going to show they want to go ahead and do it themselves. Montijo, hard run up the center, but a great job on the defensive line there from the Falcons. Going to be dropped short, just short. He was knocking on the goal line, but nobody let him in this time. Going to be 36-12. Holbrook lead with 1:55 to go here in the 3rd quarter. I lost my phone. I was going to see if anybody texted us. Any updates from any other games? No, nobody. Oh, Pima beat Chin Lee. There we go. So Pima is actually the #1 seed, and they're in our bracket, you might say. You probably know way more about bracket talk than I do. That's wrestling. It's all about brackets, right? Talk us through that bracket a little bit.
Well,
there's the kickoff for Holbrook again, right into the hands of number 5, and he's got some wheels. We're going to have to figure out. I think that's been one of the points of we're going to have to watch out for. That kickoff has been landing about the 20-yard line every time. And it's just not able to get too much deeper than that. And I don't know if we need to figure out a squib kick or something, but if they're able to catch that on the run like that, that's a 20-yard return, and they've been able to do it almost every time.
Yeah.
And I think against the Wilcox, that's going to could turn into some more damage. So that's one part of the game. Special teams actually is really important. We don't talk about it a lot. The kicker. Well, what about the kicker? But 40-yard line is great starting field position, and you really want, we go against Wilcox. Wilcox coming in, they beat St. John's, where we just say 49-12. Kind of a similar score we're looking at tonight right now. We're at 36-12. Similar score.
Well,
we
and
beat St. John's pretty good.
The 49-6, I think they got 6 maybe. So you're looking at a very tough match next week.
Great job there. I believe that was 13. That's right. Izzy Ramos getting a hand up, knocking that ball down. But yeah, and let's not forget, Izzy, sorry, just got a big old sign in my face coming out of the crowd. Let's not forget
our Tunde twin.
Our Tunde twin. Let's not forget last year. Do you remember who we played in the first round of the playoffs?
It was Wilcox.
Wilcox. So, we talk about a potential run against St. John's being a little bit of rivalry. Well, Wilcox quickly turned into a rivalry. Holbrook's got that one circled since last year. They want a little bit of revenge as well. So 2nd down for not Wilcox. Now I'm already looking ahead. I'm not looking ahead. I apologize. We got to take care of business right here first. So 2nd down run gets a couple. Not going to be enough for a 1st down. Going to bring up 3rd and 6 for the Falcons. But yeah, so that bracket. So so we've already got. We can pen in. We don't have to pencil in. We can pen in Wilcox. They've moved on. We can pen in Pima. Pima's moved on. So now between Santan Charter and Camp Verde. Again, we're going to expect Pima's going to move on from that one. We're going to expect Pima to get to the semis from our bracket. You can't always say it's going to happen. We're going to predict that one. So then you have Holbrook versus Wilcox, hopefully next week. Whoever Holbrook-Wilcox wins, that goes against the #1 seed Pima in the semifinals. So that's kind of the path to the championships. The path to the championships in our bracket has to run through the #1 seed.
Well, and that's where, when you talk about the seeding meeting and Holbrook's disappointment and where they were placed, you know, when it really comes down to, obviously, somebody's going to have to beat the #1 guy, right? But if I'm looking at this, I'm going, I almost wish I was 6th.
Yeah.
Right?
The other
6th
bracket.
or 3rd.
Except
Either
for,
drop me back 1 or move me up 2.
Don't leave
right?
me here at 5. Yeah.
I don't necessarily want to see Pima, the #1 guy, in until I get to the finals.
Yeah.
But
great point.
you know, it is the we had that in wrestling one time where we noticed a situation where we go, well, we beat that person head to head, and then we said, but if we do that, that puts us up in the top end of the bracket. That's not where we want to be. So we're just going to keep it quiet. You know, you made the bracket
we'll
like
play
it
this
is.
part of the bracket.
We'll let that slide.
It's called strategy, right? Playing chess. We're looking a couple plays ahead. We're not just worried about the play right now. I don't want to jump your pawn if it's going to end up getting my queen killed in the next play. Right?
Yeah, don't kill the queen.
Don't kill the queen. Protect that queen. All right, here we go. 3rd down. Big 3rd down. Again, probably 4-down territory if you're the Falcons right now. Pocket stays true. He's able to get the pass away. There he is, #2, once again, making a play. Dominguez, he's able to use his speed, gets away from a defender, touchdown. So a huge touchdown play. Going to be about a 52-yard touchdown pass. Wheeling to Dominguez. So they strike again. That's going to bring that score up to 18, 36-18. Pending the 2-point conversion, they could even bring it to 20. That Dominguez, man, if they would have got him earlier, we might have had a different ball game on our hands here. And then, again, the game's far from over. Holbrook's used to that. Defense has been stellar. And so tonight's been a good challenge for the Roadrunners, right? We're not having that shutout territory. And it's letting you know where your weaknesses are. So as a coaching staff, again, it's not always bad to play a team like this early in the playoffs. You learn something about yourself, you know. Where do we need to adjust? I love it. I mean, we've all heard the algebraic equation for the World War II planes, right? The old World War II planes would go into battle, and like they'd send 20 of them, and 12 would come back, and they had bullet holes all over them. And they would say, where do we fix? Do we reinforce the place that has bullet holes? And that's what they were doing at first. And finally someone said, no, those planes are coming back. We need to reinforce where there are no bullet holes. That's where we're losing our planes, right?
Yep.
So I kind of in that way, like a few bullet holes here in our game tonight isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's going to let our coaching staff say, okay, here's where we need to tighten up before next week. Before we get to Wilcox, hey, we need to watch that deep pass, because that guy, that #2, he's gotten deep 3 times over our defensive backs. So we're going to have to either move a free safety over, we're going to have to change to a man-to-man. I don't know exactly what the adjustment will need to be, but who knows, because right now, the man, our player of the game so far, Simeon Shah, on a great kickoff return. He gets a kickoff return duty. Going to bring that one back to the 37-yard line. Freshman Simeon Shah getting his turn to do a Daniel Montijo impression.
And Daniel Montijo, it was in between him and Daniel Montijo on that kickoff, and Daniel let him take it.
You gotta appreciate
you take
that.
it, you run it up that field. I'm gonna do it the next time.
Yeah, I'll take it next time. You go. So 1st and 10. The clock at 38 seconds here to go in the 3rd quarter. There's the handoff. Daniel Montijo does get the call this time, and he's going to be swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. They're going to mark him down actually for a little bit of a loss, as the defensive line is able to get into the backfield, dropping for a 1-yard loss. Going to bring up 2nd and 11 for the Roadrunners. The clock does tick away. Holbrook can choose to not run a play if they want. There's plenty of time. They can let this one turn into the 4th quarter. They don't seem to be in too big of a hurry to get a play off. They got time to run one if they want one as well. 13 seconds. Still a lot of talk. He's looking back at the clock, so they know it. He's going to choose. I think he's going to run one. Got 5 seconds. They're going to run one last play here. 3rd quarter. Ball comes loose. Ball loose on the ground. Going to be picked up by Veritas Prep. So Simeon Shaw, he's had a great night, but that time he loses the football. And now, if you're Holbrook, it's time to get fired up, because you just gave the ball to a fired-up Falcons team who just had a huge touchdown strike for over 50 yards, about a 57-yard touchdown strike. And now they're looking at a short field as they're going to take over after that turnover, and they're going to mark that down at like the 34. I think it was the 34. They're going to move right now. It's to the end of the quarter. That will end the quarter, so they'll change directions. But you got to be careful, Holbrook, right here. You're up 36-18, and it's almost, you know, you've heard the old saying, are you playing to win or playing to not lose?
Right. You have to always play to win.
Keep that energy up.
The moment you go to playing to not lose is the moment bad things can happen.
Right.
You know, in this Veritas Prep Academy, they're showing why they're in the playoffs, right? They're a young team. They're in the position really where we were 2 or 3 years ago with a very young freshman, sophomore heavy team. So this is the team, the Veritas Prep team is the team to watch out for in 3 years.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're the team that's going to be coming out with 15 seniors if these guys stay at Veritas Prep. They're going to have 15 seniors on the roster that have been playing together now for 3 or 4 years.
That's right. And we talked about it, right? They're 5-5, but they played some tough competition. They lost to Scottsdale Preparatory Academy. That's a great team right there. Santan Charter, Chandler Prep. You know, they're going to Scottsdale Christian Academy twice this year, actually. They lost 40-6 the first time, but only 30-22 the second time. They showed a great improvement throughout the year. You got your Valley Lutheran. You know, they played some great teams. So they're 5-5, but PowerPoint-wise, it's a tougher schedule than Holbrook even played. Gonna be an incomplete pass on that one. Intended receiver number 20, which was Max Kaminsky. And going to bring up an incomplete pass, second down. Oh. Mrs. Carlson says, shit, wrong intel. It's 49-7, not 49-12. So again, Wilcox defense, you know, only allowing one, and I don't know how it happened. I don't know if it was their defense. It could have been there could have been a lot of factors that went into that, but only one score allowed from that Wilcox team tonight. Holbrook coming in undefeated tonight. You know, it's a tough place to be in sometimes. People got you circled. Number 20 does some good Daniel Montijo impression, right, for the Falcons, is he's able to dance away from a couple defenders who just don't quite wrap up. Could have been dropped in the backfield, but turns it into a 7-yard gain. Going to bring that ball up inside the 30-yard line. Clock ticking away at the fourth quarter, 11:32 to go here in the fourth quarter. Holbrook still with a 36-18 lead, but again, the Falcons have found some secret sauce, and they've scored here. All 18 points, I believe, have been in the second half. Is that, am I accurate in that one?
I thought they scored one in the...
Okay, one in the first half.
In the first half.
And twice here in the second half. So they've turned it up. Oh, they got a defender coming up behind him hard. Ball going to pop loose. Holbrook gets the recovery. You can see that one coming. That was a heat-sinking missile there. Never saw it coming to that blind side. He was turning, looking to throw the whole way, but untouched come that Holbrook defender as he comes right behind him, right in the back. It's one of those plays that has to hurt. Yeah, you got that player there. I'm not even sure who it was. We didn't have a good angle to see the number, but I could definitely see him coming down hard on it. Right there, all the way, untouched.
It was Daniel.
Daniel Montijo. Who got the? Did he pick up his
Daniel
own?
Montijo.
Daniel Montijo causes the fumble. Daniel Montijo recovers the fumble. Daniel Montijo gets the next carry. And he stays on his feet somehow. He's dancing around in the backfield, and he's going to be dropped for a 3-yard loss. But yeah, there you go. Daniel Montijo, Daniel Montijo, Daniel Montijo.
Is there anybody else that plays for the Holbrook Rotor? Just kidding. We've got a lot of great guys that play for this team.
Absolutely. But if you don't think he's a workhorse, he's showing tonight. He is a workhorse. He's earned the T-shirt. He's earned the mullet.
He has.
Two backs in the backfield this time. Oh, they're going to change sides. That's actually illegal. That's an illegal. They can't both be moving at the same time. That's a miscommunication in the backfield. They weren't both. Oh, there you go. You can see them talk to each other and go, oh, dang it. I messed that one up. So, yeah, so you understand what happened right there. Only one man can be in motion in the backfield at a time. Since both of them jumped to trade places, 2 men were in motion. They'll call that an illegal procedure, so back 5 yards. So Holbrook digging a little bit of a hole for themselves, looking at 17 yards to go now on a 2nd down and 17. Same formation, though. Going to keep those. Now this time, there we go. The Simeon Shaw goes in motion. Going to hit him in the flat. He's got some room to run on that outside. A couple great lead blockers out in front of him. He's able to get it across the first line of scrimmage. Going to pick up a few more. Going to bring up 3rd down and maybe 6. So Holbrook's able to dig themselves out of a pretty good hole again. We've done this a few times tonight. You hate to see yourself get in those holes, but credit where credit's due. They've been able to dig themselves out. Again, probably 4-down territory here. You are in Veritas Prep territory, but you're getting close to that midfield range. We haven't seen Holbrook punt yet tonight, and I don't anticipate we will. Hey, a lot of time in the pocket for Oberreiter. Got his man. Great defense there, actually, there. You know, he had that man. He had a step, but just a tall defensive back there. Trying to see a number on him. 32, I believe, for the Falcons. See if we get a name for him. Jack Mason, freshman there, cornerback. He's able to just, the top of his reach, get his finger on that ball enough to deflect it. If he doesn't get that finger on that thing, that's probably a touchdown. As I think that was number 5, Christian Lerma, actually, wide receiver that was the intended receiver, a name we haven't called much. And it could have been Sami. I'm not exactly sure. Sometimes the 5 looks like a 9.
I think it was 9. I think it was.
Gotcha. More likely.
Number 5 on the sideline.
Oh, there you go. So definitely Sami. And Sami's the name we've called more often tonight. 3 wide receivers bunched up to the short side of the field, right? They've got them piled in right there on the short side of the field. 2 here to the wide side of the field. And this time they're going to bring across number 2, Daniel Montillo, as he comes across the back end. And he's going to be dropped for a loss. That was 4th down play. So that's going to be a turnover on downs. And Holbrook a little upset at themselves. So we're starting to see a little bit of cheek in the armor here, Holbrook. Got to keep it together. And here's the hard thing about Holbrook, too, right? You saw a turnover on downs. I saw 3 players change the field. So you have a lot of players playing both sides. It's getting late in this game. It's cold. We started late. We started 30 minutes late. It's already 9:30. A lot of times this game is over. But right now with 9:47 to go left in the game, so you can count that as a win to the Falcons. They turned the ball over, but they were able to get that quick turnover on downs back and kind of not lose any yards. They are fighting the clock, though, at this point, too, so they do need to try to strike fast if they're going to try to stay in this game. Looking to pass. Got to throw it right into the hands of the Holbrook defender, number 2, Daniel Montillo, as he's looking to try to make something coming back the other way. Runs 40 yards, but most of it's east and west rather than north and south, as he brings it out of bounds right at the 40-yard line. He ran a long way, but he only gained about 10 yards on that interception return. But, hey, you love the effort. That's a lot. We just talked about how late it is in the game, how cold it is, and then that man intercepts it and just puts every bit of effort he's got in him.
Everything.
Credit to Daniel Montillo on that one. You love to see that.
Well, you know, we talk about how late it is. Is it late for these kids?
That's a good point.
I got a text message from a wrestler at like 11 o'clock saying they wouldn't be at practice today. This is not late.
I've heard your wife get a text like that. She said, I text that person back at 5 in the morning.
That's right.
Payback.
That's right.
All right, Montillo gets the handoff to the inside, but there's a flag pretty early. Actually going to be a holding on Holbrook. The umpire says holding on Holbrook. So they're going to bring that one back. So we were looking at 1st and 10. Again, Holbrook putting themselves in those holes, having to dig out of them, right? That's again, if you're a coaching staff, not even looking forward, right? We got to get through tonight still. 8:51 to go here in the game. But assuming you get through tonight, there's another place where the holes are on the plane to know where to make the adjustments. We can't make those kind of penalties. We've seen way too many 1st and 20s and 2nd and 20s. We can't see that against when you're looking to go against the Pimas and win state championships. Looking to throw the out route, but great job. He sees that the defender is closing the gap, so he doesn't throw it. Smart job there by Oberreiter not making that throw to Shaw, who was sitting in the flats. That defender was they're starting to learn that play, and he was looking to pick that off. And if you throw that pick right there, that's a potential pick 6. So credit to him to not just be, high school quarterbacks, sometimes they get so one track that's my man, I got to throw it, and not really be aware of everything going around him. Credit to Oberreiter to be aware of those defenders, not make that throw. He only gained a couple of yards, but he saved himself the interception. This time he's going downfield. He got his man this time in and out of the hands of Sami as he wanted to catch it, but that defender was in a pretty good position, had one hand in there just enough to make that catch next to impossible. It looks like the old coach saying, did you touch it? Then you can catch it. I'm like, it's really hard when that defender, when I'm running full speed, jumping through the air, and the defender's got one hand on it. But I think he thinks he could have caught it too. Sami's been a great target. They've been targeting him quite a bit tonight. But now we're in that big territory we talked about before, 3rd down. We're looking at a 3rd and 19. Don't try to get it all back here. Let's just get a chunk of it back. He's going deep. There we got some, there we go. There's the penalty. And he was definitely holding on to Shaw. Shaw's been able to break free of him. And that DB, I think he's knowing that he's been getting beat. And it's just one of those, like, grab the jersey just enough to not let him get away. They're going to come talk about it. I wonder if they're thinking offensive, but I definitely think he held on to him. Pass interference against the defense. That's a good call. Again, I think that DB just knows he's been getting beat by Shaw. And if you keep getting beat like that, you got to do something about it. So grab on and try to keep it low so they don't see it. Maybe you see it in the NFL all the time.
You take the hold or the touchdown.
That's right.
Allow the touchdown.
Yeah.
You gotta figure out what you're gonna do.
And because that hole we had dug for ourselves, a big hold like that doesn't even give us the first down. Still only brings us to a third down and much more manageable, a 3rd and 3. But that's one of those important reasons we can't get worked back into those holes like that. Hand off to Montijo, coming to the near side. There is a penalty flag before the play ever went. Montijo off to the race is going to dance out of bounds. I think that's going to be coming back against Holbrook, maybe.
From my perspective, it looks like defense's head's hanging over the football.
Oh, well, that one could be. But
So
they should blow that dead. They shouldn't let that play roll, but maybe they did anyway. It happens sometimes. Line judge is talking about it. A little bit of talk. Waiting for the call from the white hat. Here it comes. I think you're right. His hands are going to the hips, right? He keeps faking like he's going to go to the hips. Big shout out to the officials. They were a popular Halloween costume this year.
Yep.
A lot of blind refs walking around.
I was one.
That's right. All right, there you go. So you called it. Some defensive heads hanging over the line of scrimmage. Gave a free play. But see, that's one of those things where, like, because they didn't necessarily jump, I think that's actually supposed to be a dead ball. I'm going to have to read up on that one. But they declined it because he gained so many yards on the run. They declined that penalty, and they'll take the run that Daniel Montijo gave him over just the 5 yards. So there we go. Holbrook offense, once again, starting to respond to a little bit of adversity. I like to see this. Holbrook driving across now into Falcons territory, right at the 40-yard line. Little delayed handoff to Montijo. I like that. Nice bounce. He stays on his feet. Once again, that he's not skipping leg day either, as he's able to bounce off that defender as he takes it down to the 35-yard line.
You know, actually, speaking of that, I was driving down. I can't remember where I was going. It was, I don't know, 7:30, 8 o'clock at night the other night. Drove by the city gym, and who do I spot inside? Daniel Montijo.
Love that.
I think he was flexing in the mirror. But
Daniel.
He was in the gym, did appear to be working out.
Yeah.
So, you know, after practice.
Hey, and you can see it tonight. You can see it on the field. Hand off to Shaw. Shaw trying to get to the edge. He's able to get the corner. Great defensive move there by number 52, Anthony Sanfratello, able to just grab him onto him enough to keep him from getting to that first down. He's able to pick up a couple of yards, but I mean, if he wouldn't have been able to grab on like he did, that was going to be a first down from Shaw. So I just got to say that name again. It's a fun name. Sanfratello? Freshman Anthony Sanfratello, 52.
Sounds like an Italian name.
Yeah, could be. It doesn't show his size. He's like a big guy. I was curious how big he is. Fake handoff to Montijo. Overrider keeps it, bounces out. He's got room to run. Nobody knew he had the ball, I don't think. Penalty flags flying everywhere. I'm not sure anybody knew who had the ball, but Overrider, great fake, keeps it. And he was running by defenders that were just looking at him like, what are you doing here? I don't think they knew he had the ball.
Well, you got the line judge telling them to hold on over there at the sticks.
Anytime there's a penalty, hold the sticks. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
You also got to get that 77 out of your huddle. He's not supposed to be in the huddle with you guys.
So.
All right, what are we going to see?
I don't know
what that means. Head to helmet to helmet? That's not a. They threw the flags way before that. I don't know. They're marking it back against Holbrook, though. They're coming back this way. Not sure what that penalty call is. Let's see. We're still waiting on the white hat to give the official. Did he give that to the booth?
He gave that, yeah.
Oh, that was to the booth. I thought he was just. Sometimes they kind of show it early. So that's going to march it back, third down. So repeat third down. So we're looking at a 3rd and 8 for the Roadrunners. Looks like whatever it was happened downfield, so it didn't go behind the line of scrimmage. Looking to pass, got his man, able to hang on to it. Number 88, Tristan Cowboy. I'm loving the run after catch from Cowboy tonight. You know, he's a big, tall target. He's making that catch, and then he's just putting on the fight afterwards to get upfield. He's not happy with just catching it and being drugged down. He wants to gain those extra yards afterwards, and a great job. And Cowboy, you know, what grade is he in? Is he a senior this year? Senior, wide receiver, Tristan Cowboy. Again, he's playing for everything right now. This is your season, but beyond your season, this could be it for the rest of your life playing this kind of football. Handoff to Montijo. Great job from the defensive line. Number 20 there is able to wrap him up in the backfield. There is a flag on the play once again, but Kaminsky there on the tackle for the Falcons. Based on where it came from, I'm guessing a hold, but you know, you never know, just based on the official that made the call. The white hat's gonna move, holding, that's what it is. Holding on Holbrook. So march that one back 10. I hate to say it, we gotta quit putting ourselves in these holes. Your line is probably getting tired at this point. Again, you're playing against a tougher opponent than maybe you've seen in a lot of our fields.
They're younger guys. They got more energy.
And they're big. I mean,
they are big kids.
I mean, number 77, he's going to run me over all night. I might start holding too.
Yes.
But when you get tired, you got to figure out different ways to do it. And it can't be the result to a hold. There's some strong fight there from that defensive line fight to get in. Holbrook looking downfield. Two defenders come cracking down on the receiver, but looks like they get there a little early. And they bring that Holbrook intended receiver down hard. He's a little slow to get up. They definitely hit him early before he even had a chance to catch it. That's Sami, once again, the intended receiver.
Izzy.
Oh, is that Izzy Ramos?
Izzy Ramos.
Well, Izzy's been an outstanding player for a lot of years here at Holbrook. And I think he's struggled with some injuries over the years too. So we want to make sure we keep him healthy. We're going to need him going forward here in the playoffs. But what's the penalty going to be? I'm not sure what they called it. Called it first down. They're going to say first down. And I'm not sure they called it a hold. Maybe they called it a defensive holding because they only gave him 5 yards. I'm not sure what he called. But they are going to pull Izzy Ramos off. They want to give him a chance to be okay, right? Kind of like we talked about. Sometimes you can jump up, but you still need to take a break and make sure you're 100% good. We need him moving forward throughout the playoffs, not just for tonight. Shaw going in motion. We've seen this play before. This time the handoff up the middle to Daniel Montijo. I really like that play right now. You know, you're sitting right now at 5 minutes and 41 seconds to go. The Falcons offense is starting to find some rhythm. They're starting to exploit those deep passes. A little hand, when you're in good field position like this, just run some clock. Just hand that off up the middle. You don't need to break it for a touchdown every time. Clock management is an important part of the game of football. So you're looking at now a second down and 5 to go for the Roadrunners. Shaw going in motion once again. This time they're going to throw it out to Shaw, and it pays the price as he gets drilled, leveled by number 5. I think that's one that Oberreiter wishes he didn't throw. That's one of those where he got. It's okay that it wasn't an interception, but yeah, his player took a pretty good hit on that one. That was kind of unnecessary, right? That's kind of what we're talking about. Let's just get that handoff in there. We don't need to do anything special, nothing too fancy right here. Let's go with your old workhorse, Daniel Montijo, and just let him run this clock a little bit. But now you're kind of behind the sticks, right? You're looking at a 3rd and 11, and we'll see what the coach comes up with here. Looking to pass on 3rd down. Got a defender. The pocket collapses, but Oberreiter spins loose. But he is going to be brought down. We'll probably call that. It's in the air. He might have got it back to the line of scrimmage. Nope, they're going to call it a loss. I don't know if they called him a sack or if he turned into a runner quite yet. Either way, it's going to be tackled for a loss. We're looking at 4th down and a long way to go. We're looking at 4th and 14, 13 to go for a first down. First down sitting right down about the 13-yard line. And 4th down, it looks like they're going to go for it. As the players check their armbands for the play coming in from the sidelines. Clock ticking down, under 4 minutes to go here in the ball game. Shaw goes in motion the same way. It looks the fakes to him this time. Comes across the backside. Number 3 catches it. Dives for the first down. Looks like he's going to be just a couple yards short. Mason Archunda there playing the role that we normally see Izzy Ramos. There comes Izzy Ramos coming in now. That's Izzy Ramos is normally that one that comes from that slot position. And that's going to be a turnover, Holbrook turnover. But it's deep enough in the Veritas territory that they'll have to start at their own 15-yard lines, looking at a 85-yard field as Veritas Preps trails 18 to Holbrook 36. Clock at 3:51 to go. Should we pause for a second? Do I have a camera operator? Well, maybe we'll do it in a second. But there's a new addition to the football field I think we need to highlight here in a minute before we get out of here.
That's right. I barely noticed that tonight. I guess
it was just put up tonight.
They finished it, huh?
Yeah, Ben Meeks has been working on that. And nobody knows what we're talking about, but we'll let that be a little teaser for you. Veritas Prep looking to throw. Ball comes loose. Going to be scooped up in the end zone. Touchdown, Holbrook. Who they say ended up falling on it? Number 66 is who's going to come up with it. We're going to call that one.
Larry Nez. No?
No, Victor Size.
That's right.
Victor Size, defensive end, sophomore. He's going to come up with it in the end zone. For a second there, I was wondering if they were going to call that an incomplete pass, but they reeled a fumble into the end zone. Holbrook's able to follow on it. All they got to do is follow on it as the ball sitting in the end zone. Holbrook goes up 42-18. That makes you feel a little bit better coming into the last 3 minutes and 43 seconds. So once again, defense for Holbrook showing how important they are to the overall game of this. It'll go down in the books. It looks like offense did it, but it will be a defensive touchdown. And throws the interception on the 2-point conversion try, and that's all right. So the goal will be 42-18. Yeah, I think the crowd wants to see Kelly Hill out here. They recruited her to be on the football team, and they've been using her coming into tonight on extra points a little bit. But so far tonight, they haven't gone to her. I don't know if she has an injury. There could be a lot of factors why we haven't seen her. I'm not going to speculate to why we haven't seen her, but the crowd definitely letting us know that they'd like to see her out there try those extra points.
I mean, Kelly's dressed out. She's excited to kick the football.
Yeah.
She wants to be a part of the team, and she wants to kick that ball. That's what she was recruited to do. And she's a soccer player. Yeah. She's also a wrestler. So if she's not kicking the football, I want her on the mat.
Yeah, that's a good question. And she comes out. What number is she?
Number 11 down there.
Number 11 down there. That's right. So she's not doing kickoff duty either. That's falling to Christian Lerma. Number 5, Christian Lerma's been pulling kickoff duty. As Holbrook fight song rolls here tonight. The cheerleaders we're listening to the cheerleaders roll. All right, who's on the camera tonight? Camera, can we turn the camera up behind the scoreboard really, really fast? To the Roadrunner up on the field, above the scoreboard. Right there, new addition to the Holbrook High School football field. That's a Roadrunner made out of metal.
Yes.
It's welded. It's a welded Roadrunner. Pretty cool. Got put up there, finished by Ben Meeks, and put up there tonight. All right, you can get back to the game now. And we got a pretty good return, kind of what we've seen all night tonight. Sorry we missed it, but if you want to see it, just rewind back to any of the other kickoffs. It's been about the same kickoff return we've seen all night. But yeah, it's a pretty cool addition. They've been working on that apparently for like 10 years. But Ben Meeks, a student here, senior at Holbrook High School, been working hard to get that finished up. Oh yeah, he's one of the best.
Great kid.
Got to go far in life, and we're going to be look back at him and he'd be proud to call him a Roadrunner for sure, along with most of these kids out here on this football field. And but he worked really hard, and he kept ditching my class. So I know he's working hard to go finish it. And I said, you better finish it by tonight. And they got it up there, got some spotlights on it, and that's a pretty cool little piece of artwork. So got to come to the field and see it in person. They really get to appreciate it. So here we go, 1st and 10 for the Falcons. Got a blitz coming to the far side, but the run goes up the middle. Number 3, a little loose with that football, but a gang of tacklers there going to pick up 5. That's going to be number 3 for the Falcons, John Weiland, freshman keeper there. He's been playing quarterback, and he keeps that one there. I don't know if he's been playing. He's listed as a quarterback, sorry, and he gets that one forward. I think he has been playing quarterback, right? There he goes. He comes back. He's calling the huddle. 2nd down and 5. Clock down to 3 minutes and ticking away. Quarterback under center, going to pitch it out. Got a man, got some speed behind him, number 20. He tries to cut it up inside. Great pursuit by the Roadrunners. They're able to meet him right at the line of scrimmage. Once again, I've mentioned it a lot of times tonight, but I love the discipline from the Roadrunners to not over pursue, to wait to let him come to you. You don't always have to tackle him for a loss. And Noah Padilla, one of the leading tacklers for the Roadrunners there, able to bring him down after a gain of only 1. Going to bring up 3rd and 4 for the Falcons. Clock down to 2 minutes and 30 seconds and ticking away. So Holbrook, I think it might be safe to say, going to be moving on to the 2nd round of the playoff. And based on our intel coming in tonight, we'll be traveling to Wilcox as they get ready to have a rematch of last year's 1st round playoff matchup, where Holbrook, had a slow start in that game, and it quickly got behind, and then late turned it on, but it was a little too late. Interception. Roadrunners, as they come bringing it back, Daniel Montijo wisely just goes ahead and takes a knee. Doesn't try to do too much. You're 2 minutes to go in the game. Just take a knee. Don't hurt yourself. Let's live to see another day. But a great job, Montijo. We're terrible stat keepers. We're not the best announcers in the world.
Is that not his 3rd?
I think that's his 3rd interception. I wish we were keeping better stats, but I think that's his 3rd interception tonight. So,
we have no statistician.
Yeah. Whose job is that?
Burks.
I'm calling. That's
Bur-
supposed
it's
to be
Burks'
Hawk.
fault.
Mr. Hawk, aren't you supposed to be taking stats over there?
Come on,
we go.
100% Roadrunners.
1st and 10. Here we go. Let's see what they do. You know, probably just going to keep that run. They're going to keep their starters in, and he's going to run it to the quarterback keeper to the far side of the field. Going to bring up 2nd down, get that clock rolling. 1:50 to go here in the game. Go ahead and let your starters finish off the game. Sometimes you might see them pull the starters, you know, but they're going to let it go ahead and let them finish this one off. They're going to go ahead and keep with the same formations, but they're definitely letting that clock tick as far as they can. What they'll probably do is you'll start waiting for that back judge to let you know when you gotta snap it, so you don't get called for a penalty. There he goes. He just gave a signal, and there's the handoff to Daniel Montijo once again, and he's off to the races and wisely falls down inbounds. Again, smart player. Just, you know, that experience he's got from playing football for so many years. A lot of players this late in the game are just going to run as hard as they can and try to pick up the run, and I believe that should do it for the Roadrunners if they want. If they want to let this thing run, they can let it run all the way out from there. And there you go. Your Holbrook Roadrunners remain undefeated as they take down the Veritas Prep Falcons in their first playoff victory in who knows how many years, as they get ready to travel next Friday down to Wilcox, Arizona to take on the rematch from last year's first round playoff. These players are the same players. They have a memory. They know what that game was like. Hopefully we can get a long, strong contingency that travels down there. 1 second. There's the buzzer. It's official. Holbrook Roadrunners win. Make sure if you got time next week's a holiday. Next Friday's a holiday. We'll hopefully get a good contingency traveling down to Wilcox to support these Roadrunners as they try to stay undefeated on this state championship run. Tonight, we hope you have a great one. Tonight, we hope you have a great one.
Because they'd rather go to the Cardinals.
We've been out of town a lot, so we've been listening.
Yeah, it's busy.
Walk up to your car.